Hey there, folks. Adam here. I'm going to go live and talk about these storms in Eastern Ontario, through the GTA, and in Niagara as well, too. How's everybody doing? Please say hi in the comments. Let me know where you're coming in from. Let's see here. Kara says Bancroft is quiet. That's good for now. There is some flooding potential in the Bancroft area I've seen on some of the models, too, so we're going to watch this closely. Michelle says, hi, Adam. How are you doing, Michelle? How's it going? Debbie says, hi, Adam. Hi, Debbie. How's it going? Francesca says, Ottawa. Thank you, Francesca. Terry Lynn said Oshawa. Amber said Caledonia. Josh is in Niagara. Cool. All right, let's take a look at the forecast map. If you haven't seen it yet, it's pretty tame. Just some isolated severe risk in the east. I know Environment Canada has issued some severe thunderstorm watches as well. And they've got parts of Eastern Ontario, Niagara, and just the very, very far east side of the GTA, I believe, is also in a severe watch. Maybe it's more towards Oshawa. So I have to bring that up to see exactly which areas are under watches at this point in time. But this is our forecast map, and it's pretty similar. There's a low marginal risk for an isolated tornado in maybe the Petawawa, Renfrew areas. It's a bit questionable. We felt it was worth mentioning. It extends you can see it extends towards, the border of Ottawa there, but it's a bit questionable if it's going to happen. But some models have hinted there's a decent environment in place. There may be some rotating storms, so we'll have to just watch that closely. The main risks are going to be hail, potentially some isolated damaging wind gusts. Flooding is probably actually the main story. I mean, even, similar to what we saw yesterday in Eastern Ontario, there's definitely going to be some flood risk. Some of the models are putting, maybe even an inch or two in kind of the Bancroft, between Bancroft and Renfrew there, kind of where that number 2 is, straight above my head over here, you can see. So we're going to have to watch that closely. I know we've highlighted Kingston and Prince Edward County and Brockville and Cornwall in the yellow. That was a bit of a question mark. So I was going to actually put blue around those areas, but I decided, these storms are going to move into the southeast. It's possible they'll strengthen and keep going, even though the models aren't really highlighting those areas for activity. So being very isolated, severe thunderstorms, by very isolated, we mean you're probably not going to see a thunderstorm. So don't be disappointed. In fact, you might want to be happy. If you're hoping that the thunderstorms are going to cool things down, it's probably not. I mean, maybe a bit, but we're getting into the hot part. So, I think things will, somebody asked when the humidity and the heat is going to stop, and I believe I answered fall. So, there will be breaks in it, but that's just how these things go. So we're going to watch this closely. There are some storms popping up already, so we're going to go jump into the radar. If you have not done yet, please download our free app. It's called Instant Weather. You can, we're obviously using it right now, hence why we have these notifications that we're live streaming. Normally we do a notification across the entire region that we're live streaming, but this is a pretty isolated area just around kind of the GTA, Niagara, and into Eastern Ontario. So I actually just notified those in that area, trying that as a different way of notifying, because, why am I notifying Bruce Peninsula about our live stream when there's zero risk of storms there? So, for example. Anyways, but this is our app. It's called Instant Weather. You can download it for free. Go to instantweatherapp.com. Click on Apple or Android at the bottom, and then you can download that for free. I'll put it in the comments as well, too. Again, I always mention this, but it's good to hear what other people think. So if you have our app, please let us know how you're enjoying it or not enjoying it. Candid honesty is fantastic. Throw that in the comments, please, and let everybody know if you use the Instant Weather app and what you think of it. Pretty please. But I'll put a link to it here. So download our free app, Instant Weather, and I'll put the link, weather.ca/app. And so there we go. I'll put that in the comments so you can see that below you should be able to see that below the live stream. Let's see here. Becky says thunder in Bowmanville. Yeah, so this is past and future radar right now. Let me actually just shrink it a little bit so we can still see the Niagara regions, because they're getting some storms right now. So let me actually get to the end of that animation, and then I have to go take a little bit of a deeper look into the storms in Eastern Ontario as well. Let me just do 1-2 frames there. So that was the current radar at 12:55. So that's actually a little bit behind. So let's dive into the current raw radar data. We're getting excited to launch our Instant Weather Pro app, which is going to be awesome. We're super excited about it. We've been working on it for a long time. We're trying our best to actually integrate it into our existing app. So it'll be a subscription tier, but it'll give you some really impressive Pro Radar features that we use ourselves to track these storms, often live as well too. So let me just scroll through the comments here. Barbara says, love the new app. Thank you so much. Let's see.
Bring up the OSR, the reports group.
Okay. Oh, Alana just let me know. I got many on the team here. I got Alana, Patricia, and Teresa in my left ear, which is very, very useful. Alana just let me know to bring up the reports group. We have a reports group on Facebook called Ontario Storm Reports. So if you are on the Book of Faces, then please join. Please join Ontario Storm Reports. And let's see here. Kelly says, big thank you to everything you do. Always use your app. Thank you so much. Ashley says, will Pro be included with the current subscription? We might do a version of it that's included with the bottom tier. The thing is we priced out the existing subscriptions based on the extremely expensive radar and future radar data that we have in the app. So it might have to be a slightly different tier of pricing. I don't think it's going to be that far off the existing stuff, but yeah, it'd probably be. We'll get into the pricing when we go to launch it. So we're going to do an event. We're going to talk about all the different features, and then we'll definitely get into the pricing for all that. So thank you for your question, though. Nikki says, Instant Weather app is my #1 trusted weather app. Thank you so much, Nikki. Appreciate it. Thank you kindly. Oh, that's interesting. Carol says, we heard her talking to you. Let's see, because we're on Discord together, but you heard her talking. I wonder if it came through. Oh, you know what? You probably heard it through my headphones. That's what it was. Was it quiet? Because if it was quiet, then it would have been through my headphones. Yeah, it was pretty loud. So that's probably what it was. Makes sense for sure.
Can you hear me now?
So she just talked. Can you hear her now? I turned it down a bit because it was wailing in my ear. So that was my volume fault. That's not her fault. So let's see here. Your video and sound is out of sync. Is it? Check. Let me know if it's out of sync. If it is, that's painful because I usually have it pretty good, but hopefully it's. Yes, everybody said they can hear her quietly. Oh, you still heard her quietly. Okay. Well, they might be able to hear you, Lana. That's okay. That's fine. She's not going to say anything mean. Let's jump over to our Pro Radar. And I've actually set it up a little bit different this time. And the reason being is we have the ability to have a live mode, which automatically updates, but that doesn't work yet with our split mode or our dual mode. So I literally have 2 versions of the app up, and I have to move them individually. But the cool thing is we will get live data as it pops up, which is really exciting. So I don't have to. No, it's synced. Everybody says, all right, that's fine. Maybe on some certain platforms it might not be synced. That happens as well too. So if my voice is not synced to the video, then maybe try watching us on YouTube. Perhaps maybe that will change things. But a second here. Melinda says, I don't see anything on radar for Markham in the app. Now, are you referring to the future radar or the current radar? So it updates quite often. So definitely jump back to the home page and then jump back in. The thing is also on the app doesn't automatically refresh the radar. So you have to go back to the home page, click the instant weather bar at the very, very top. It'll bring you back to the home page of the app and then click live radar again. And when it goes back in, it'll bring up the latest frame. So a little bit of a workaround there, but we'll get to that point. So Andrew says, any release date planned for Pro? I've already sent out some alpha tests to a few in the weather community. And beta is going to we're saying beta this summer. We don't have an exact date for it yet, but it's going to be in the next, probably I would say in the next month or so, I would think. I mean, it's getting pretty good. We use it all the time. So but let's look. This is the 12 data. So this is 1:12 p.m. and we're watching this storm here, which is west of Petawawa. This is kind of the main area we've been watching for the storm development here. Let me just refresh this to get rid of these laser beams. That's much better. Another thing that we have to tweak on this as well is that we have laser beam removal, the radio frequency interference that creates these giant laser beams on the new Canadian radars. We actually have a mitigation tool for it to remove it, but every time we get a new frame here, it's going to show it. So I'll have to continue to take it off. Anyways, it's fine. So let's actually take a peek around. This is also useful too, because I can leave the right frame you know, on that Petawawa storm, so we can keep an eye on it. And then I can go poke around at King City and see these storms in Niagara. So these are the storms here in St. Catharines, all the way down through kind of the Dunnville, heading into the Wellington area, or sorry, Welland area. And if I flip over to velocity, let's just take a peek, see if there's anything going on. It doesn't look too spectacular. It looks relatively non-severe at this point in time. There is a severe thunderstorm watch in place for this area, but no warnings at this point in time. If we go take a look at the Oshawa storm, I think it's probably about the same. They just started to get going, so I don't think they've increased in strength yet. And yeah, velocity, our wind data here doesn't look too spectacular. So let me jump back to reflectivity. There we go. So those are the storms currently. Again, if you're in southwestern Ontario, if you're in Windsor, if you're in Chatham, Kent, Sarnia, London, Kincardine, Owen Sound, even if you're in central Ontario for Barrie and Collingwood and you know, Orangeville, Newmarket, and all of these areas, you're in the clear today. So you're probably just going to have a big toasty day. And most of these storms are going to be from this area all the way up into eastern Ontario. So that's what we're going to be watching today. Again, why we didn't notify all those in the West that we were live streaming. So, but you may you know, see the notification on Facebook or on Twitch or on Twitter or on YouTube. We're everywhere today. So we continue just to sit here and watch that storm. I will go back to the forecast map so folks can see that. Oh, and, you know, obviously you all heard Alana tell me to go to the storm reports group. So I'm going to put up a link to that as well, too. If you are on the Book of Faces, go to facebook.com/groups/Ontario Storm Reports. I'll put that in the comments as well, too. Let's see here. Sharon says, watching you live, I'm certainly learning more small town names and locations. Absolutely. Me too. There's just so many. Ruby says, anything for Barrie Angus? Nah, we're good up here. I'm in Barrie myself, and I don't think there's any issues here besides the heat. So David says, love this channel. Thanks so much, David. Appreciate it. Cute dog photo. Thank you kindly. Let's see here. Just looking through the comments. Janine says nothing for Hamilton. I don't think so. It's possible, but it already looks like the storms are developing to your east, so probably not. I would say probably not. Christine says Uxbridge. It's not entirely out of the question, but I think the storms are already kind of south and east of you. So probably not. I think Uxbridge is a no, but we'll see. You know, some storms could pop up in behind the main initial pop-ups here, so we'll see what happens. But probably to the east. Christina says Petawawa. Oh yeah, there's a storm on your doorstep. We're watching right there. As you can see, Petawawa on the screen right here. We're watching very closely for Petawawa. So Petawawa is kind of the main risk area. I will bring up our forecast map again. Kay says, literally every live stream I'm here. Awesome. Appreciate it, Kay. Thank you kindly. Okay, so just looking through. Rebecca says Trenton. Maybe not. It's hard to say for sure. Monica said Goderich. Zero chance. There's not going to be no storms to the west. At least that's what all the models say. You know, crazier things have happened, but definitely, the risk is in eastern Ontario for the most part. Carissa says, what time should we expect the storm to come through Pembroke and Petawawa? That's a good question. I'm just going to go look on our app. Every time I get those questions now, I just go, let me go check the app. So Petawawa. I'm searching it on the app. And it says thunderstorms and rain possible around 2:15 is what it's expecting. Although, based on how close that storm is to you, might be a bit earlier. Within the next hour, I would say. Sometime in the next hour, you're going to see it. Probably more like half an hour, but we'll see how far it moves to the east and how quickly. Tamara says, I can see the dark clouds in the distance here in Petawawa. Thank you, Tamara. Yeah, so it's getting close. It's getting close over there. So we're going to watch it closely. Again, the main risk today is probably flooding. There is some hail risk. There is there is some hail risk. Sorry, just reading what the team wrote. And there is maybe this possibility of some rotation around the Petawawa to Renfrew area, that kind of corridor. That's what we put on our map. So let me jump back to our forecast map. If you haven't seen it, this is it right here. And as you can see, we kind of highlighted where those little dots are and the little blue dashed outline. you can see that area, we're thinking maybe there could be some rotation there. It's a marginal low risk for a tornado today in those areas. It's not, some big strong risk, but there is the chance for some rotating storms. There is some chance for us to send out, minor rotation notifications. And in rare cases, those can produce. So we'll have to watch it very, very closely as it develops. So I just want to bring up the storm reports group, which, I think I was told about an hour ago. So let me just do that here. 1 second. I'm sure I'm going to get laughed at for that one. Let me go to the storm reports group, which is amazing. I love the fact that we have this group now, because before, everybody would just put their reports in the comments, which is fine. But, we post in a big event, we can post 100 times. So you have to scroll through all these different comment threads to try to see all these different reports. Whereas now we have one place that you can post your report, and a big chunk of the community can see it. We're already up to 109.7 thousand members, which is amazing. So thank you to all those who have joined. Let me just bring up the group right now. So this is Ontario Storm Reports. Again, if you haven't joined the group, please do so. Let me just scroll down here and see there's our live stream right there. Cool. Thank you, Teresa, for sharing that to the page, or to the group, sorry. And let's go down here. Whoa. Aaron sent this photo from Oshawa, seeing that storm pop up to the south. Really starting to pop there. I guess it's heading over the water now. So, and there is some storms to the east as well too, kind of towards Bowmanville. They look pretty marginal at this point. Nothing too exciting other than heavy rain and some lightning. But yeah, certainly starting to pop there. Let me just scroll down. There's the forecast map that I posted. Beautiful sunset. Is that a fox? I think that's a fox. And this was from yesterday, the storm that went through kind of the Brockville area, and beautiful sunset. Cool. Okay, so I'm trying to, whoa. That was from North Bay on the 20th of June. Cool. So let me just scroll. 3 hours ago, Amanda sent this from Strathroy, just some clouds developing. Nothing too exciting at that point. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on the group. And I also want to jump over to our Facebook page, Ontario Storm Watch as well. I just want to scroll down there and see exactly where these watches are from Environment Canada. So let me see here. 2020. Interesting. Okay, so let me just scroll down and get to the watches. Okay, here's one of the main watches here, which is Deep River, all the way down to Chalk River, to Brent, to Whitney. So basically just south of northeastern Ontario is one part of the watch, which I believe includes Algonquin Park. And I think so. Pretty sure. Let me see here. Yeah, that should be. Oh, maybe not. This might be. No, I think it's got to at least have a part of Algonquin Park there. So let me just scroll down here as well. There is the other part, which covers pretty much all of Eastern Ontario. And as I continue to scroll, we have your heat warning, of course. Here are those two kind of isolated, Whitby, Oshawa, and I believe Ajax is covered in that particular watch. And then, of course, we have the Niagara region in a severe thunderstorm watch as well, too. And just to clarify, there's the larger picture of Eastern Ontario. So to clarify, a good phrase to use is watch the warnings be issued. So watch is first, warnings are second. Usually, that's usually how it goes. Sometimes it's the other way around. But usually we have a watch out in advance of the severe weather. And then if any storms get cooking, then we get to the point of warnings. So Peterborough, Belleville, Kingston, Ottawa, Cornwall, Bancroft, all in and Petawawa, Pembroke as well, too, all in a severe thunderstorm watch at this point in time. That doesn't mean necessarily you're going to see severe weather. It means it's possible. So that's why we watch. Ontario Storm Watch. We literally watch. It's the reason the name is watch. Okay, let me just jump back into the radar data. I want to make sure we have the latest here. Just 1 second. Okay, we should have the 24 data. Okay, good. Yeah, so that storm near Petawawa, Pembroke is still not getting too exciting, which is good news. We'll continue to watch it. It's getting closer for sure, but so far the velocity data on it is not too spectacular. Maybe some gusty winds. We're only seeing maybe 40 kilometers an hour on radar. You know, it could be getting pretty gusty at the surface, but I don't see anything too spectacular on the wind data yet. So we're still early. We're kind of going live a bit early to make sure that you know that this is coming. It's not a guarantee that it's going to get severe for many folks. There's going to be isolated storms. They could get severe. This, again, is why we'll watch. And why we drink a lot of coffee. So just looking at Niagara's got some pretty heavy duty rainfall right now in the Allenburg area. But besides that, actually, let me just scroll around on this one, head down to Niagara. And you can see north of Welland, this Allenburg area, pretty torrential rain in here. There's going to be some lightning strikes in there as well, too. But the wind doesn't look too spectacular. It looks marginal at this point in time. So we're watching, we're live, and we have to pay attention. So let's see what's happening over here. Oshawa starting to clear up a bit. Bowmanville areas are going to be seeing these. Let me just hit animate here so you can kind of see which way they're going. So through Oshawa, Oshawa got a little bit of rain, and now it's heading out to Bowmanville and out over Lake Ontario. So let's just scroll that back. Anything in behind it? Not much. Maybe a little pop up here. This might turn into something eventually. This is just the baby, a little baby cell here over northwest of Quinte West, northwest of Belleville. And we'll have to just watch that as it develops as well too. But we're pretty early for this event. So models have been talking about storms are going to start getting interesting around 2 p.m. or further. So right now it's 1:30. We've got time to watch them develop. But we like to go live a little bit early sometimes, just in case something near Squirrel Depot gets going. Does anybody live in Squirrel Depot? Let's zoom in here. We can go street level. So is there any roads? Okay, there's a few roads. Squirrel Depot. If you live near Squirrel Depot, please let us know. We want to know how intense the squirrel situation is there for it to be named after squirrels. Let me just jump in the comments. I want to get some feedback on that. Oh, we got latest data. There we go. We've got the 30 data there, which is cool. Which is actually quite fast. Let's see what's going on elsewhere. Nope. Nobody's got the 30 data yet. Okay, we've got the 30 data. Muskoka Matt says, Squirrel Depot has to be the greatest name ever. Look, it's B says, maybe it's just one really big squirrel. I don't know. Depot makes it sound like it's a factory. It's a squirrel factory. Squirrel Depot. Or it's like a discount squirrel factory. Something like that. Ms. Esri says, I want to live there now. Or I now want to live there. Thunder and lightning in Niagara Falls. Got dark fast, says Vicky. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Steve posted the lightning maps. That's a good. That's definitely a good map to watch for sure when it comes to these storms. I mean, ultimately, the interesting thing is that severe thunderstorm warnings don't get issued strictly based on lightning. So you can have a storm going bananas with lightning, but if it's not bringing down trees, if it's not creating damaging hail, if it's not flooding, and if it's not producing a tornado, then that storm will not get severe warned. But then you have a lot of folks saying, this storm is crazy. There's lightning all over the place. How come I'm not getting a severe thunderstorm warning? How come it's never been issued for the storm? And that comes down to if every single lightning storm had a warning on it, then all of the ones that can actually bring down trees and damage stuff with hail and cause flooding and cause a tornado, those would just get lost in the noise of every single storm having, like a lightning alert on it or something like that. So thankfully, thunder and lightning is its own alerting system. So you can hear it coming. Usually it's pretty loud. It's its own alerting system, which is nice. Mother Nature's alerting system is giant lightning and thunder. Today is the anniversary of the only F5 tornado recorded in Canadian history, which was in Ely, Manitoba. It was an F5 before we upgraded to the enhanced Fujita. So that's Fujita scale 5, the maximum scale. It took a work truck or a work van or something like that. And there's a video where it, in one of the frames, you can see it going that way. It literally just launched a vehicle full of drywall weighing thousands of pounds, just launched in the air. And that was one of the pieces of evidence that determined it was an F5. When you see a car go that way, that's not a good sign. Thankfully, somehow, and thankfully, I don't think there was any fatalities with that F5. It basically just stayed in town and moved around. It was crazy. Let's see here. Emily says, please tell me Hamilton area is going to get something. It's so humid. It's awful. I don't think so. I think Squirrel Depot is definitely going to get some rain. But I don't think Hamilton is going to get anything. I mean, again, crazier things have happened, but these storms are kind of starting on a little bit of an axis here, and I think Hamilton, Oakville, all of southwestern Ontario, central Ontario, you're gonna get missed for this one. I don't think we're gonna see any activity.
That axis you're seeing is a quote-unquote cold front that's triggering these storms.
Yes, that's a good point for sure. Yes, so that axis being the cold front, of course. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate that. There's really a place called Squirrel Depot. Yes, Squirrel Depot is a place over here in Eastern Ontario. It's I'm moving there. Who's with me? We're moving to Squirrel Depot. I would be really disappointed if I got there and there was no squirrels. I don't know about anybody else, but I'd be terrified if the squirrels are gone from the depot. So Center Lake Junction, Squirrel Depot. Basically areas west of Petawawa. So if you're in the Petawawa area, the storm's coming towards you. Nothing spectacular at this point in time. We're waiting for another radar update. We'll see how this storm is the beginning of these storms getting going. So far, nothing severe in Squirrel Depot, but we're going to watch it closely. I'm going to say that name as many times as I can before the storm leaves the Squirrel Depot region, just so you know. Let's see here. So many screens. How many screens? Do the screen count as I always do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm at 8. 8 screens. 2 tablets, a phone, an old TV that I just set up because why not? And monitor, laptop. That's what I've got going on. Lots of juice being used here. But that's okay. We got to track these storms. We need to know where they are. So let's go check the app and check out Future Radar, see if that has changed at all. Again, if you have not downloaded our free app, please do so. It is free. You can get it at instantweatherapp.com. And let me just jump over to that right there. Cool. So there's our app. It comes with, I believe, 1.5 or 2 hours of Future Radar. And the reason being is because the data we're purchasing is extremely expensive. So we're only able to do a few frames of Future Radar because we get dinged for every single hit of any time somebody uses the radar. So, but if you go to the menu and you click Upgrade Radar, you can get up to 5 hours of Future Radar, and you can remove the ads from the app. So a huge thank you to those who have purchased the subscription to upgrade the radar and to remove ads. You are the reason that everybody else is able to use the app for free. So huge thank you to those who have done that. Sincerely, sincerely appreciate it. And the top tier, which is $13 a year, that is what I'm about to hit play on. And that gives you 15-minute intervals of Future Radar and out 5 hours. So as you can see, towards the Ottawa region, Ottawa might see a storm, maybe 5, 6-ish. It's possible. It is possible. So we'll have to watch how those storms do develop this afternoon and into potentially the evening hours. Future Radar is not very excited about anywhere else but Eastern Ontario after these little storms move out of Niagara. So we'll have to see how that goes. But it's possible that the GTA Niagara is going to be pretty much spared from the severe weather. There is pretty beefy storms in Niagara right now. I need to go check some stuff. Let me take a little peek here. Yeah, those Niagara storms might be getting to the point of severe. Might be getting close. with hail and strong winds and a lot of lightning. So, yeah, let's go take a closer peek on those. I might send out a notification for those storms because they're really starting to pick up some steam. I think we just got a new radar update as well, too. So again, that's our past and future radar right there. And you can download it at instantweatherapp.com. And let's go over to our new upgraded Instant Weather Pro radar, which we're super excited about. Can't wait to show everybody this. It is awesome. One cool feature is we can get rid of these laser beams that are slightly annoying. So if I click that off and I click that back on, you can see they go away. You can see where they were, but you can see that they're gone, which is very, very exciting. So, but yeah, that storm down here in Niagara is really starting to get cooking here. This particular one right here near Effingham, Short Hills Provincial Park, St. John's, lots of lightning on the storm, starting to produce some hail there in purple, you can see. Let me just flip over to velocity so we can take a look at the wind data. The winds aren't getting too crazy, but they're certainly starting to pick up. And if I switch to the Buffalo radar, you can see they're actually starting to pick up quite a bit here. So maybe a little bit of super weak rotation there, but nothing too exciting yet. But those storms have the potential to get to severe levels. So they're getting there. Slowly but surely, they're getting there. So we're going to be watching those very, very closely. In fact, let's just stay here. And while we're here, again, it's nice to have the two different areas. I don't know why I didn't do this before. It's so much nicer. So it's nice to be able to take a look at Eastern Ontario while we're keeping an eye on Niagara. Why I never did this, I have no idea. But that is the 36 data there, the 34 data from Buffalo. And yeah, it looks like these storms might have the potential to get severe as they head towards Allenburg. I know Allenburg's already had quite a bit of rain. And there's some flood risk in Niagara as well, too, because the storms are kind of training over the same area. So Chippewa, Niagara Falls, Fonthill, Allenburg, Port Robinson, maybe Welland, but the strongest stuff might be north and east of you. But there are some storms in behind. So let me go back to reflectivity so you can see what I'm talking about. So yeah, so Welland's here. These storms are moving to the east. This is kind of the main corridor we're talking about right here. So St. John's, Effingham area, Turner's Corners, Thorold. I'm pronouncing all these wrong. Allenburg, Black Horse Corner. If I pronounce that wrong, I'm just going to give up. But let's see here. Montrose, White Pigeon, Niagara Falls, and I believe Chippewa was the next one. But Chippewa, is that still in Ontario, or is that east of Ontario? That might be in New York State. Anyone? Anybody? Somebody knows. Somebody knows. I don't know. Let's go look in the comments. Somebody in the comments knows. Chippewa is part of Niagara Falls. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. Cool. Good to know. Appreciate that. Jennifer asks, Storms and Lindsay. I don't think so. I think Lindsay's probably fine. I think you're probably fine. Let's scroll back and take a look. There is still some storms over here near Oshawa. Bowmanville. I guess Oshawa's in the clear now, but Bowmanville heading towards Newcastle. And if I scroll back out, that little one we were watching just east of Peterborough, starting to pick up some steam, but it's still quite weak. And we're keeping an eye over here on the right side of the screen, as you can see over here in Squirrel Depot. We want to keep a very close eye on Squirrel Depot there, where they manufacture squirrels. And let's go back to the Franktown radar. This is what happens. Warning just dropped Niagara. Thank you, Look It's B. Yeah, it looks like she's saying that there is a severe thunderstorm warning for the Niagara region. Oh, dropped? Do you mean... Oh, severe thunderstorm warning in Niagara Falls. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Again, perfect. I love that. Environment Canada on the ball. Loving it. Putting down a warning because that storm is definitely increasing in strength. So let's see here. Yeah, you're right. Look at those people, how fast they are. I guess if you're in that area and you have notifications enabled, then of course you get to see what's happening. So Sicilian says about 45,000 feet now. Hello. We're getting a new update. And that storm near Basin Depot, southwest of Squirrel Depot, That's right. So we have Squirrel Depot here, and then we have Basin Depot down here. There's a lot of depots west of Petawawa. Just saying. And then there's also a storm here in Barry's Bay, Maynooth. We had this discussion last time. Half the people in the area think it's Maynooth, and the other half of the people think it's Maynooth. Let's not get too deep into it. Just wanted to let you know that. So severe thunderstorm warning for the Niagara region, which makes sense. That storm is cooking pretty good down there. We're starting to see some more pop-ups southwest of Petawawa, and we're going to have to watch those closely. Let's get rid of these laser beams because they're annoying. There we go. Yeah, and those storms are starting to get going. Let's actually take a look at the velocity here. Nothing too spectacular yet. There is some strength on that Basin Depot. Basin Depot? Tara says, Maynooth case closed. Well, it was quite an argument last time of Maynooth or Maynooth. So I have no idea which one it is. So I'm just going to move on from that. Let's see here. Oh, that Peterborough cell east of Peterborough. It's not going through Peterborough. I know there's folks in Peterborough that are still, there's folks across the region that are still dealing with storm anxiety from the derecho that happened on May 21st. Today is not, we always get the question, is today going to be as bad as that day? No. The answer is no. That is a generational storm. 11 fatalities does not happen often. And again, our thoughts and condolences are with the families and friends of those who passed, and with everybody who's dealing with storm anxiety. Whether you're new to storm anxiety or this is not your first rodeo and you're dealing with this, a fairly large percentage of our community deal with storm anxiety. So we're here to help. We're here to support. You're not alone. We're all here together. So, thank you to all those who are in the comments, helping each other out, trying to give feedback on if the storms are bad or if they're strengthening and all that stuff. We really appreciate it. This community does work together quite well, and we like it. We certainly like it. So let's see here. Hello, Weather World says, Jess. Hi, Jess. How you doing? Jess says, hello, Weather World on Facebook. Hi, Jess. Heather says, storm just moved through Niagara Falls. Still some rumbling going on, but the rain has stopped so far. Yeah, there's some storms in behind as well, too. So I'm just going to scroll the velocity out here. I'm going to go throw it up here because I still want to keep a really close eye on Squirrel Depot up here in Petawawa area. We got to keep a good close eye on those storms. But let's go take a look at Niagara because there is, again, a severe thunderstorm warning in the Niagara region. So let's drop down and you can see those storms. Flooding is probably the main risk with those, but there is also a risk of hail, also a risk of damaging wind gusts. So we're watching that very, very closely. This is from the Buffalo radar, so it's really, really close here. So let's flip over to velocity. Yeah, the winds are starting to kick up here. We've got winds up to 65 kilometers, 64.8 I'm seeing on radar here on the Buffalo radar. So winds are starting to kick. Some very, very, very weak rotation. Nothing to be concerned about rotation-wise at this point in time. But let's go flip back to reflectivity. And as you can see, if you're in Niagara Falls, you just had a cell move through, but there are more cells moving in from behind. So you're going to have to watch those carefully. And they are all moving to the east into New York State. Glenn says, thank you. You're very welcome, Glenn. Appreciate it. Thank you to all those who have sent in stars on Facebook, those who sent in super chats on YouTube, those who have subscribed to our app to upgrade the radar and remove ads. All those who support us and sincerely appreciate it. It makes all the difference. Thank you so very much. You allow us to do what we do, and we hope that brings you value during severe weather. So thank you so very much. What's happening here? 67 dBz on Cassett, says Cole. Wow. Yeah, there's some pretty strong reflectivity going on, which means torrential rain getting into potentially some hail there as well. So, and again, severe thunderstorm warning for the Niagara region. I haven't read the details on that yet, so I should probably go check. Janet says we have severe thunderstorm warnings in Napanee. In Napanee? Do you mean severe thunderstorm watch? We have to clarify watch versus warning. I think there's severe thunderstorm watches over there, but I'm not sure there's severe thunderstorm warnings. But I can go double check here. Let me see. No, there isn't. So just a severe thunderstorm watch in Napanee, not a warning. Let's go to our classic images. We borrowed these from all over the internet, but for example, taco watch. We always bring up the taco watch versus taco warning from the normal fire department in Illinois. A watch means there's ingredients for severe weather. A warning means severe weather is imminent or occurring. Take shelter now. So watch means pay attention. Warning means get to shelter. Another good version of this would be the cupcake watch, cupcake warning. This makes a lot of sense. Ingredients, and then there's an actual cupcake. So that's the difference there. This is more of a technical version from the National Weather Service. A watch is dangerous weather is possible within a couple of hours, but is not occurring yet. And then warning is dangerous weather is occurring, move indoors and seek additional shelter if necessary. So watch being yellow, warning being red. And last but not least, tornado watch versus tornado warning. So just to clarify, areas in Eastern Ontario are still under a watch, not a warning yet. But it is possible that more will be issued. But the only severe thunderstorm warning at this point in time is for Niagara. We should go take a look at exactly what that warning detail says. Let me just hit refresh and I'll bring up our page. And we can see exactly what the warning details have there. So let's just do that quickly. Okay, so let's take a look. If I go over here to our Facebook page, there we go. And so at 1:41, Environment Canada issues severe thunderstorm warning. If you click the little see more, you'll be able to get further details on it. Heavy downpours are likely to cause flash floods and water pooling on roads. Yeah, definitely avoid driving through water-covered roads because you never know if there's a sinkhole under there. The classic saying is, turn around, don't drown. In the U.S., I believe flooding fatalities are by far more than anything else. Lightning, tornadoes, damaging winds, by far, flash floods cause more fatalities than anything. And usually because people say, I can go through this road. It only looks like there's a few inches of water. And then they don't realize that the road has completely sunken below that. And then their car completely gets submerged. And yeah, it doesn't go well. So yeah, if you see a water covered road, turn around, find a different path. Don't go through it. Yada, yada, yada. Is there any further details? No, they're just talking about the flooding risk there. So something interesting about Canada versus the US is that in the US, they have flash flood warnings. They don't issue severe thunderstorm warnings typically for flooding. Sometimes it's included, sometimes there's a flooding risk with the severe thunderstorm. But in Canada, when there's a severe thunderstorm that's causing flooding, we issue a severe thunderstorm warning. By we, I mean Environment Canada, not we, but Environment Canada issues a severe thunderstorm warning. So usually severe thunderstorm warning being for damaging wind gusts or large hail. In this case, it's for flooding risk. And there's certainly a flooding risk there. But it also says capable of producing strong wind gusts and up to nickel-size hail. So, but they definitely emphasize the flooding risk on this particular one. So, yes, flood risk, maybe some hail, maybe some strong wind gusts, but mainly a flood risk down in Niagara. And of course, lightning. I mean, that's just a given. But yeah, that's an interesting difference between the US and here. It would be nice if they added a flash flood warning to Canada. I'm just saying. That would be awesome. If anybody's listening, please add a flash flood warning. That'd be great. Okay, so let's go take a look at the latest past and future radar on our app. Again, if you have not done so already, please download our free app. You can get it at instantweatherapp.com. Let me just flip over to that. Here we are. Here's the current storms. You can see them down in the Niagara region. You can see them east of Toronto, and you can see them popping up through parts of Eastern Ontario up towards Petawawa and Pembroke and Maynooth, either one. And also Squirrel Depot happens to be a place we're watching very closely. Squirrel Depot, that is. So let me just hit play on that. you can see the past and future radar. It's starting to be pretty much bang on, but you can see Eastern Ontario starts to pick up quite a bit, quite a lot of storm development in Eastern Ontario. Ottawa might see some storms. I'm glad we extended that yellow all the way to the Cornwall area, because I'm not sure if Cornwall itself will see a storm, but east of Ottawa might see a storm. And so I'm glad that we did extend that on our forecast map. So that is your past and future radar using the 5-hour future radar upgrade on our app. Instant weather. Let me just jump into the comments here. I haven't been in there for a bit. Okay. Lana says, what I do for a watch is charge the phones and gather stuff in case we go to warning. Perfect. That's the idea. Watch is like, start to prepare now, just in case a warning gets issued. If no warning gets issued, great. Your phone's charged. You can't go wrong with that. Kirsten says, this stream should be renamed the Squirrel Depot Stream. The name is great. Thank you for that, Kirsten. Appreciate that. Hope I'm saying your name right. Muskoka Matt says, can we get a snow forecast? Yes, there will be 0 snow. That's my forecast. 0 snow. Let me know if it's accurate. Lisa says, what's happening for Alice? I don't know Alice personally, but I hope everything's going good in her life. Sorry, is Alice a location? Maybe that's a town. Is Alice a town? Let me know where Alice is, please. Please let me know where Alice is. Katrina says, same, it helps with my storm anxiety. Thank you so much, Katrina. Glad to help. Trying our best and definitely trying to help mitigate some of that storm anxiety. Troy says, in Fort Erie area, can we get an update? Sure, let me take a peek. Let's jump into the current radar. What do we have here? That should be pretty close. Let me just undo that and see if we can get a newer frame. There we go. That's the latest frame. Ooh. Storms are certainly starting to pick up in the Niagara region. Starting to see some heavier wind and definitely some torrential rain. Main risk in Niagara right now is the flood risk. Alexa says, I love puns, corny ones included. Well, I have a lot of dad jokes. I'm definitely the dad joke guy. Steve says, Alice is 15 minutes south of Pembroke. Oh, thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. Close to Squirrel Depot, I believe. Let me just go check on Squirrel Depot. Let's see here. There's Basin Depot. Very close to Squirrel Depot. There it is right there. Excellent. Just wanted to check on Squirrel Depot, see how the squirrels are doing. And let's go see. Oh, there's Alice right there. There she is. Okay, let's see. Let's just zoom in. Does Alice have... oh, wow, Alice. What's the population of Alice? Because there's like 2 main streets, and that's basically it. I wonder what the population is there. I think I have the population data for every location. I should add that to the map so I can just click it and see. But there's Alice right there, basically in a triangle with Squirrel Depot and Petawawa. So that's good to know. Thank you very much. Let me see here. Just scrolling up. Reading some of your population of Alice is 1 Alice. Says Kieran. I don't think that's correct, but maybe. 5, says Nikki. No. Are you serious? It can't be 5. Okay. So. Jessica says, Cassier's newest frame is strange. Okay, let me go take a look at it. Thank you for that heads up. Appreciate that. Casker being King City's radar. Ooh. Hello. Let's flip over to velocity and see what's going on here. Yeah. Probably nothing. I mean, Buffalo's a lot closer to it, like way closer to it, and it doesn't look very exciting. So probably nothing. But I see what you're saying. There's a little hint of some elevated rotation there. Yeah, there's a little bit, just a little bit of elevated rotation, but it's quite weak. When you see the values, actually, it's really good to be able to compare them here. But you see, 38 kilometers on one side and 14 on the other side. So there definitely is. Oh, you have the laser beams? Oh, I can bring the laser beams back. Hold on a sec. We can turn it on and off. We have, for those who don't know, the new Canadian radars have these laser beams, which are, you can kind of see them there, but you should see how much worse it is if I turn off our mitigation. So let me do that right now here. So radar noise reduction off. And let me just reload the frame. So this is what the new Canadian radars look like. Unfortunately, we've added noise reduction, which I think a lot of folks are going to be excited about. I think it's going to be great. So let me know if you're excited about using this for the laser noise reduction. I said laser. It's radio frequency. It's basically radio frequencies near the radar station that are on the same frequency as the radar station, which they're not supposed to be. That the frequency that the radar station has is supposed to be only for the radar station, but a lot of people are using frequencies, unfortunately, that are the same nearby, and the CRTC and Environment Canada like to hunt these people down somehow and ask them to change their frequencies so that we don't have laser beam city. But yeah, so we've added, I see what you're saying. We've added some mitigation to it. So this is before our mitigation. And then again, I go over to our menu and I turn on Canadian radar noise reduction. And if I turn the radar off and turn it back on, it's a little nicer. We're actually going to improve it even past this point, but it's definitely a little nicer. So Haley Gray says, can you sing? Sometimes it doesn't work very well, but sometimes I am able to sing. But if you're asking me if I can sing right now, maybe in a little bit. But right now we have to keep a good close eye on Squirrel Depot and Niagara. We're going to watch this very, very closely. But at some point in time, well, we'll definitely be singing, I think. At least at the very end. What we've been doing lately is we wait until all the severe storms are gone, and then I sing. That's usually maybe a better way to do it. Da, 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 da. Oopsie, 1 second here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so protect the squirrels. That's right, says Halloweeny. That's right, protect the squirrels. Michelle says, why doesn't the Weather Network have any watches out for areas? I'm in Uxbridge. To clarify, the Weather Network doesn't issue watches or warnings. Environment Canada does. So it would be, why doesn't Environment Canada have watches or warnings out for those areas? I don't think Uxbridge is in a severe thunderstorm watch at this point in time. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Excuse me. But Tori says, is Petawawa going to get hit with rain? I think so. Let's go take a look at Uxbridge. I know there's a lot of folks in Uxbridge. They got hit really, really hard with the derecho, so I want to go check on them. See, I don't think they are in a severe thunderstorm watch. I think you're just outside of it. But we can do that on our app. So hold on. Let me just go to the main page of our app here. Excellent. Let me just go back to our app. Again, if you haven't downloaded yet, it is called Instant Weather. And I'm just going to go to the search bar at the very top right. I'm going to type what did I type on? Uxbridge. Give it a second. It will search. And Uxbridge, Ontario, not Uxbridge, England. Yes, I'd like to enable notifications. And currently, no. Currently, you are not under a severe thunderstorm watch. So that's why. Because you're not under a severe thunderstorm watch at this point in time. Michelle says, we are on the app a watch. No. Oh, maybe you're talking about our forecast? Because if you click the thing at the top, we put government alerts here, but we also put our own notifications as well too. So severe thunderstorm forecast, not a watch, just a forecast from us. That might be, it's a forecast, yes. So that is our own forecast. So if actually, this is a good thing to point out as well too. It's 1 second here. Let's see if I can bring this. I should be able to get my mouse on top of this. There we go. So you can see my mouse. Great. So if you notice up here, it says instant weather update. But when I click on the Environment Canada warning up here, it says government alert. So make sure you take a look at the top here to notice the difference. So government alert from Environment Canada. And if I click on our forecast, then up here you see instant update. So that is from us. Government alert is from Environment Canada. So just to help clarify that, hopefully that helps a little bit. Cool. So let's give me 1 second here. Just bring back up my Twitter feed. Okay, I got to take a look at some of these storms. So let's jump back into raw radar data from Instant Weather Pro, which is our new Pro radar suite that we're super excited about launching. I'm going to leave this up here. Something going on near Basin Depot. Squirrel Depot has now become less active, but Basin Depot's starting to look interesting. Anyways, so let's go to King City radar and take a peek. Let's just go down into Niagara just quickly. Mainly a flooding risk in Niagara, but there is some strong wind data. There was. Okay, hold on a second here. Is it going to come up? Does it like me? Oh, maybe it hasn't loaded yet. Okay. So I'll check on that in just a second. Let me just scroll back and go up to... Actually, we can check at Buffalo. Buffalo's even closer anyways. Yes, Buffalo gives us a little bit more detail right there. US radar is actually a higher resolution than Canadian radar too. By a little bit, by not a huge amount, but US radar is 250 meter bins, they call them. And then Canadian radar is 500 meter bins. Katrina says, I like that you added the thunderstorm forecast on the app. Thank you so much, Katrina. Appreciate that. Try to give a good heads up when we can. This St. Catharines data is interesting. Let's go back to reflectivity here and see. Yeah, it's nothing spectacular. So a ton of rain in the Niagara regions. I'm not sure Niagara's going to see any more than just lightning and rain from that storm. Maybe some gusty winds and maybe some hail. But so far, nothing too wild. Let's go take a look at these storms here. Ooh, we're starting to get some hail on the Pontypool storm. That is interesting. Let's head over to velocity data. Definitely interesting. Oh, I think my son is at the door. Oh my goodness, Diana. Are you kidding me? Thank you so much for the super chat. Oh my goodness, Diana. That is ridiculous. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so very much. That was very nice of you. My son is turning the lights in this room on and off. So give me 1 sec. I'm going to see what the little guy wants, and I will be right back with you. Let me just jump over to... Actually, I'm going to throw on the app here so we can see past and future radar data. Give me just a moment. Oh, maybe I should actually load up the radar. That might help here. Let me just close that, and I'll hit live radar. Let's use our app all the time in the background. Again, if you haven't downloaded yet, please do so. It is free, and you can get it at instantweatherapp.com. Let me just get a good zoom level on here. There we go. Cool. Okay, and now let me hit play, and I'll go see what my 5-year-old wants, because he's clearly got a lot of stuff happening right now. So let me just just a second, honey. I'll just be a moment. So instantweatherapp.com. Let me just zoom or scroll that up slightly. There we go. Okay, I will be right back with you, and please don't go anywhere. Cheers. I have returned. Hello. He wanted my help with something. So, anyways, I'm back. What's up? Am I missing things? His tiny person needed him, says Megan. Correct. Helping his child. That's right. That's what I was doing. Okay, so I am back. Let's check on the radar. So up here near Squirrel Depot, interesting signature here. It looks like some noise. Nothing too exciting yet in Eastern Ontario, but that storm west of Pembroke is certainly getting going. Let me just scroll over here and take a look. Got new King data. That's exciting. I wanted to check on the storm that is east of Peterborough. Yeah, starting to get some hail developing over here near Sunnybray, Hastings, Westview. This is northwest of Belleville, northwest of Quinte West, north of Colborne. And if I scroll over here, there's a little pop-up as well with maybe some purple hail on there. And that is near Ballyduff and Manvers. And if I scroll out, this is northeast of Oshawa we're talking about right here. So that is certainly interesting. I want to go over and check out the data from Franktown. And you can really see from there the elevated hail popping up on these two storms. Let me just make sure we have them both on the screen. So that is something. And let's take a look at that Basin Depot storm. South of Squirrel Depot, again. Southwest of Petawawa. And we're just watching those storms closely. So this is the same storm here on the two different data sources. One is on velocity, so that is your wind data. And this is reflectivity, so that's your rain and wind. I've got the two going so we can kind of compare them. But I've also got them set up so they automatically show the live data, which is great, which is quite useful. That's interesting. Okay, so lots of data to watch closely. Julian says, hello, Adam. Hello, Julian. How you doing? Rolling through. Kirsten says, kids always need you when you're busy, never when you're not. Yeah, exactly. Never when you're not. Lori says, I like Adam for our Canadian weather, but Ryan is incredibly entertaining and Reed is a phenomenal chaser. Yeah, Ryan Hall is amazing. Love his live streams. Reed Timmer is probably the reason that I started storm chasing years ago. You know, just watching him on Discovery Channel with all the brilliant chasers on there. You know, seeing him in a tank going in the Dominator, going inside of dangerous storms was very impressive and also terrifying. But that's basically the reason I started asking questions. How come they can do that in the US? How come we can't do it here in Canada? You know, in Canada, we have these county-based warnings. In the US, you know, they're bullseyeing tornadoes and getting right underneath them. So that was always a big question mark for me. And that's why I started asking more questions. And here we are 8 years later. So yeah, Reed is a huge inspiration of mine. And definitely Ryan Hall is brilliant. I mean, and, you know, let's talk about pressure. I mean, you think we get a lot of storms in Canada. They get a lot. I mean, 1,200 on average tornadoes a year in the US. In Canada, we're somewhere between 60 and 200. So, yeah. Ooh, that's an interesting development. Starting to see some minor rotation here northeast of Basin Depot. Just a hint of it right here. So we're going to have to watch that closely. I'm just going to leave that radar up.
Just letting you know, severe thunderstorm warning is in place for Lindsay and southern Kawartha Lakes.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Atlanta just said that there's a severe thunderstorm warning for Lindsay and the Kawartha Lakes on that storm. Actually, that storm is starting to look pretty strong from Buffalo. Let me go take a look at that down there. Let's see here. Yeah, these two storms are getting they're getting going. This is a similar development to the storms we saw the other day, that Thursday. Similar placement, actually. And I think Environment Canada and the Northern Tornadoes Project has confirmed 2 tornadoes from that day and 2 downbursts as well, too. So hopefully everybody stayed safe. That was a pretty intense day. But again, hopefully everybody stayed all right. But yeah, we're starting to see some interesting signatures on that storm south of Havelock, Norwood, Hastings. I think that's probably the one that. Oh no, that's not the one that got warned. It's the one to the left. Okay, so yeah, it's the storm southwest of Peterborough that actually is under the warning. So this is the one that has been warned. It's a pretty big warning area. It's quite a large warning area. We'll eventually put them on the stream here, but this is the particular storm right there that we're watching. This is the latest radar update from it. It's got a ton of lightning on it. It's developing some hail, and that particular storm right here, southwest of Peterborough, is now under a severe thunderstorm warning. It's moving to the east-southeast. So yeah, so locations in the path would be. Let me just zoom in. Pontypool is in here, I believe. Yeah, Pontypool, Glamorgan, Tomstown.
The severe thunderstorm warnings have also now been issued for the city of Peterborough.
Oh, Peterborough as well.
Still along Highway 7 to Norwood Havelock.
I see. So Peterborough's under a severe thunderstorm warning right now. Thank you, Elena, for that. There's no storms heading towards Peterborough. You just happen to be in the giant. We're just talking about the giant Canadian alert regions. Yeah, so Peterborough's not in the path. The really cool thing to do, and actually I'm very excited Environment Canada is doing this now, is they usually, it's not every time, but they put this list of locations impacted include right in the warning details. So we'll go take a look at those. I'm seeing that minor rotation over here. Let's go take a look a little bit higher in the storm. And this is in Eastern Ontario. Yeah, it's not there. It's okay. It's only supported in tilt 2 and tilt 1, so a little higher up in the storm. We got to keep a close eye on that. So I'm just going to leave Franktown radar up there over in Eastern Ontario while we peek around at these radars over here. So yeah, I guess that would make sense that cell to the east of Peterborough is under severe thunderstorm warning. So if you're in Peterborough and you got a severe thunderstorm warning and you're wondering if that storm's coming towards you, it is not. So these storms are moving to the southeast. Let me just hit animate and I'll show you. But these storms are moving to the southeast. So definitely not affecting Peterborough. As you can see, they're going this way and this way. So Peterborough is not in the path, but there are some other communities that are definitely in the path. A boatload of lightning on them, hail, and probably some pretty strong winds on there as well, too. So yes, so we have to watch that closely. Let's go take a look at the Buffalo radar, because I think it actually has, I want to take a look at Niagara, of course, because Niagara, I believe, is still under a severe thunderstorm warning. Yes, it is. Mainly for the flooding risk. So yeah, it's still mainly just a flooding issue over here. Not seeing anything too intense on the wind data for Niagara. Let me take a peek at some stuff in the background here. Give me just a moment. I just want to see. I just want to see a few things. So the environment's starting to pick it up. There's a supercell of 4 in Eastern Ontario. I think I'm probably gonna send out a minor rotation notification on that Basin Depot, Squirrel Depot cell, because the environment's really starting to pick up in Eastern Ontario. Yeah, 1 VTP in that area too. So yeah, so the environment is strengthening on that particular storm for sure. And let's see here. The storms to the southwest. There is some funnel cloud potential in Niagara, but it's weak. So chances of you actually seeing a funnel cloud over there is going to be low. But there is a little hint of it, very, very tiny hint. But supercell is up to a 4 in Eastern Ontario. Up to a 4. So that is not weak. It's not amazingly strong, but it's definitely enhanced. So, Cole said the locations impacted include Bethany, Tapley, Millbrook, Fairmount, and Fraserville. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate that, Cole. Thank you. Makes it easier than me having to go look. Let's see here. Cool. So let's go back to. I want to see. We're going to get a radar update from this pretty soon. It's 219, and that was okay. So we should actually be getting a radar update quite soon in Eastern Ontario here. If not, it's already happening. So I'm going to start working already on a notification in advance. Ooh, I better change something here. Give me just 1 second. I got to change that date. I can auto have a date. 1 second here. Okay, where is it here? Date 1 is going to be, what day is it? It's Wednesday, June 22nd. There we go. And okay, perfect. That's going to be a lot easier when I go to send out some notifications. Okay, we did get an update just now. We got the 18 frame, and I got the 218 radar frame, and that rotation we were watching still not the most amazing. It's still kind of weak, so worth watching that cell closely. But nothing too spectacular yet. But these are the storms that we are watching. Let me go show you what it looks like on reflectivity over here. I think that's about right. Yeah. You can see Basin Depot there. Let me just line that up. There we go. So, yeah, these are the storms we're watching in Eastern Ontario. Nothing too spectacular yet, but I remember she was mentioning Alice. So they are kind of heading towards the Alice area right now. So if you are in that area, it's definitely some storms on the way. So far, they're not doing much in Eastern Ontario, but the environment there is strengthening. So if any storms really have the potential to go to get pretty strong, then it would be those, I would think. Okay, coffee is fantastic. All right, so let's leave the Basin Depot over there. Let's go take a peek around, see these severe thunderstorms that Environment Canada has sent out a warning for. Both the Manvers, Carmel, these particular storms are the strongest in the area right now besides Niagara, and they're both under a severe thunderstorm warning. Connolly's, Campbellford, Many, Sterling, and they're heading to the southeast. I wonder if this tool will work. Let's see. Does this work? We're going to find out. If I draw a little arrow, is this going to work? I got this little tool. I wonder if it's going to actually work. Let's see. Will you see this? Ah, you do. How cool is that? Great. Storm's going this way. That's the way the storm's going. So we're watching that closely. Let me just delete that. Oh, that's useful. Okay, so let me just get rid of that for now. It's good to have those arrows, though. It's nice and useful. And same with this one. This storm is moving to the southeast here. And that is again, if you're in Peterborough, you probably are under a severe thunderstorm warning. But yeah, there is no storms moving into the Peterborough area. They are moving to the south and to the east. Proactively, just in case, I'm going to go start drawing a polygon around this particular storm in Eastern Ontario that I feel may have the strongest potential to really get cooking here. So let me just do that quickly. I'm going to do it on stream, though. I like to do this on stream now, which is fun. So there we go. So this is our little system where we're able to draw what is occurring. Let me just make sure the exact path that the storm is taking. And we've seen some hints of rotation on this one, just hints. It's trying to track to the east, which would be taking it probably into the Alice area, maybe into the Pembroke area, maybe into the Beachburg area. So assuming, just being proactive and saying maybe the storm could get going based on the environment, I'm just going to proactively draw a polygon, but I'm not going to send out a notification just yet. So you get kind of the preview of what I'm working on in the background here. So it's moving to the east, maybe to the southeast. So I would say if I'm going to send a minor rotation detected, which I'm not yet. I'm not sending that out yet. I'm just getting ready for it. A little bit of proactive. I can shimmy this around too. A little bit of proactive. So it would be covering Alice and Pembroke, French Settlement, Allen's Corners, Beachburg area. So this storm is moving to the east, pretty much due east right now. Let me just see the motion on it. Yeah, it's moving due east, maybe a little bit to the southeast. So I think I would extend this a little bit down here. Let me just show you where I'm going. And let's just be proactive here because we're going to get another radar update in a few minutes. So let's just be proactive and already start to work on this notification, but I'm not sending it out yet because it's not there yet. So if I click on our update button, send out a custom update, Cool. We got 1,200 folks in the area and a few using our text message alerts as well too. And I will click on that so we can send it out to our Twitter and our two Facebook pages as well too. Add to our app bar as well. And I'm going to go with minor rotation detected. So again, I'm not sending this out yet. This is just proactively getting this prepared because the storm there's some hints of rotation on it and the area is developing and strengthening. So, and this storm is just west of Pembroke, for those who are wondering, just west of Pembroke. So let's just say by the time I send this out, let's say it's 2:27. I can always change that. Oh, we just got an update, and it actually has weakened. So that's a good sign. It's weakened a little bit. So probably not sending this out, but near Basin Depot, just in case the next one is Basin Depot, moving east towards Alice and potentially Peachburg. So I'm not sending this out yet. This is just proactively getting this ready. Okay, not sending that out. Let's go back and take a look at radar. Me being proactive today. Okay, so that's the latest update we got. Now the storm to the south is kind of interesting. This all of a sudden picked up some steam down here. Let's actually take a look at it quickly. Oh, and these ones down here are starting to pick up steam as well too. Interesting. Okay, so we have the 24 update. What are we doing here? There's the Brudenell. I'm not sure. So that storm is interesting. Starting to see some really minor rotation there, but nothing spectacular. The one I was doing proactively, but it didn't send out the notification, was this Basin Depot, Squirrel Depot storm here. That's right, Squirrel Depot. I've said the name Squirrel Depot on this live stream about 75 times so far. So if you're sick of it already, then that's okay. I know where you're coming from. It's fine. Let's take a look at these storms down here to the south. Nothing too strong from Franktown, but I'd like to look at them from King City because King City's a lot closer. Okay, these are the two storms that are under severe thunderstorm warnings right now near Peterborough. But again, Peterborough's not in the path of these storms. Quite a lot of rainfall happening in... oh, interesting. Somebody saw some rotation near Sundry. I was just about... That was my next step. Let's see here. Was it this one? I don't think so. Where is Sundry? And that is the... Oh, that's in Alberta. My bad. I was thinking that was in Ontario. That was in Alberta. Okay, so not seeing any rotation on these storms, which is good so far. So far, so good. What's happening down in Niagara Falls? Anything spectacular? Let's go take a look at Buffalo. Yeah, just a lot of rainfall in Niagara. A lot. So let me just bring that up here so you can see. It is a very wet mess down in the Niagara region right now. Flooding is definitely a possibility down there, I would think. Excuse me. So I'm going to jump in the comments, see what's going on with you wonderful folks who are hanging out on the live stream. Let's see here. Savannah Van... I can't pronounce your last name. I'm not going to even try. So Savannah says, where can we post weather reports? Savannah, if you're on Facebook, we actually have a really cool reporting group with 109,000 people now called Ontario Storm Reports. If you're not on Facebook, alternatively, you can send them through our app. So if you have our app, Instant Weather, there's a report weather button right on it, and you can fill out, even just a few details on that page and hit send, and I will see it show up on my screen here. I'm already seeing some reports coming in from the app. So if you send that in, I can see it immediately. Kathy says anything for Coburg? Yeah, I think there's a storm near you, so I'm just going to go double check that right now. I'm going to back this out of Niagara, and I'm not seeing any rotation in the Niagara region right now, so I don't think we need to keep the radar there at this point. There's just an absolute sniff of a hint of funnel cloud potential there, but I think it's quite weak. So I would think it's mainly just a flooding risk in the Niagara region at this point in time. But if I jump over to, let's go to velocity and let's take a peek from the King City radar on these storms. Yeah, Coburg might have that storm heading towards it potentially. You might get clipped by this storm here. Let me just show you what it looks like. Give me 1 second. Sky's getting darker skies in Peterborough, but we saw it in a report right there. But yeah, I don't think it's going to affect Peterborough. I think it's going to be southeast of Peterborough. Gerald Cook says, "What is a squirrel depot?" My first, my initial assumption is that we're seeing some flash flooding in Niagara. Thank you, Cole. Appreciate that. I will bring that up. My initial reaction for Squirrel Depot is that it's a factory for squirrels or a discount store for squirrels, either or. But turns out it's a location in Eastern Ontario. So it's a tiny little town or hamlet in Eastern Ontario. Cole, our instant weather volunteer, says it's a small place we found on the map and everyone's joking about it. Yes, it's called Squirrel Depot. Let's see here. Trina says, can Kingston get rotation? I mean, anywhere can get rotation. There's no rotation in Kingston right now, though. Can Kingston get rotation? It's possible, but right now there is currently no rotation in Kingston. So, but there is developing rotation on this Foymount storm. Some minor rotation has now developed on Foymount, Breden, I can't even pronounce it. Cormac, Lake Clear, Vanbrugh, and heading towards Perrault, Perault. I probably said it wrong, but this is developing rotation here. So I'm gonna go take that what we were working on before. Give me 1 second. And we did see some flash flooding. Thank you, appreciate that. Cole, I'm going to take what I was working on before. As you can see here, I was pre-making this minor rotation detected. I'm actually going to move it to the other cell. So let me just turn radar off and turn it back on here. This one loads. This particular radar is a bit clunky. This is not our Instant Weather Pro. This is like the early version of it that we still have here. But this particular cell, let me grab this. There we go. We just move it over. Starting to see some minor rotation on that cell. Now, I wonder if it's also on tilts higher than this. Let's see. Yeah, it's being supported up high. So I'm going to go minor rotation on this particular cell. Let me just click update. And then, see, I already have the polygon drawn, which is convenient. I'm going to go grab my description from over here, bring it back to here. Go minor rotation detected. Now it is 2:33. Blah, blah, on the storm near Foymount in Eastern Ontario, moving east towards Vanbrugh, 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 and potentially Lake Clear. Yeah, I would say that's definitely minor rotation. Okay, so I'm going to send that out to the 700 folks inside of that polygon that I drew, and 233 looks good to me, and send. There we go. 234 as soon as I send it. Of course, that's what happens. Okay, so if you're in that area, you would have got that notification. So we're starting to see some minor rotation in Eastern Ontario. It's still somewhat weak, but it's definitely becoming more prevalent. Starting to see some minor rotation near Foymount on that cell. So that is definitely there. Let me just take a peek around at a few different places. Starting to see some hail reports south of Peterborough. Some pea-sized hail near Millbrook showing up. What's happening? So Niagara, some flash flooding for sure. Oh, Steve says, I live 20 minutes away from Squirrel Depot. It borders Algonquin Park and the Petawawa base. It was used back in the logging days of the Ottawa Valley. For reference, it's actually a trail leading off to Barron River at kilometer 14 on Barron Cannon Road. If you find my axe, can I have it back? If anybody finds an axe in Squirrel Depot that isn't being wielded by squirrels, then definitely get it back to Steve. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. Ashley says, not seeing rotation in Cavan, rain and hail starting, wind picking up. Thank you so much. Appreciate the report. Brenda says, will Ottawa see storms? It's possible. Future radar shows storms developing into the Ottawa Valley. So it is possible into Ottawa and the Ottawa Valley. So let's go take a look at future radar right now so we can see what the latest is. Give me just a moment. Okay, so let's take a peek at that. Again, if you do not have our app, it's free. Go to instantweatherapp.ca. Instantweatherapp.com. Let's jump into the app here. This is our app, and this is the 5 hours of future radar upgrade. And as you can see, Ottawa, straight above my head here, starts to see some storms, maybe around 5:30, 6 o'clock or so. It's possible. So Darlene says, these storms seem to keep hitting the same area. Yeah, it's just circumstantial. Sometimes we have a lot of activity in Eastern Ontario. Sometimes we have, days of activity in Southwestern Ontario. It just depends on the setup and where everything develops. So Jay says there's some velocity on the Cavan Millbrook cell. Okay, thank you very much. I'll take a peek at that. Appreciate it. When's the next update coming in? That's the 30 update. Is that new or is it the last one? No, that's the last one. We should be getting a radar update soon on that Cormac cell, Foy mount Cormac. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But let me just go take a peek at the velocity from King on. Oh, interesting. Okay, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, it's starting to build. It's still pretty weak on King. It probably looks a little bit better from Buffalo because it's looking higher up into the storm. Yeah, but it's pretty weak at this point in time. But thank you for pointing that out, Jay. Appreciate it. Jay's very helpful. Jay's been awesome on the last few live streams there. So I sincerely appreciate it. Victoria says Renfrew has a rotation. Yeah, so we're seeing minor rotation west of Renfrew, but it could be heading that way. So that's why we sent a notification about it. Minor at this point in time, but it's definitely developing. And the environment out there is strong. So we're going to have to watch this very closely. But we are seeing some minor rotation heading towards kind of the Renfrew area as well. So we're going to watch that very, very closely. Very closely. Let's see here. BF Fiber says, now I'm picturing the squirrels armed with axes in military fatigues guarding Squirrel Depot. That's just how I think it. I mean, Squirrel Depot, I'm just assuming that's what it's like there. But I'm probably get there and then there's no squirrels. Let me see here. So I'm going to jump over to raw radar. We're looking at a few different radars here. This is our new Instant Weather Pro that we're super excited about. We can't wait to launch. We use it all the time, so it's probably a good time to launch it considering we use it all the time and we use it on the live stream. So if anything's a good test of reliability, it's the fact that we actually use it all the time. So I would say it's probably about time that we actually launch this thing. So I sent it out to a few folks, the alpha version. Consider this alpha. And I think it won't be long until we actually launch this for everyone in the community. So let's see what's happening here. The Foy mount cell weakened, which is good news on the latest update. Let's see what's happening further up in the storm. Just some minor, still not significant. It did weaken. It looked pretty good for one frame. And there's still some interesting noise here, but this might just be noise. But I don't think that previous frame was noise. I think it definitely was minor rotation, and that's why we sent it out. But we're going to have to just watch this carefully as it develops. And that the Petawawa cell up here near south of Squirrel Depot. That's right, Squirrel Depot. I think we're all moving to Squirrel Depot, are we not? Squirrel Depot is going to have a run on real estate inquiries. Yeah, that cell's interesting. Nothing too wild on it yet, though, so we have to watch this closely. But seeing some minor rotation on that cell that was down here near Cormac, and it's starting to move to the east. It may be merging with the cell to the north as well, too, so it's something to watch. But this cluster of storms is definitely going to be interesting to watch as it tracks to the east. Let's go over to King City radar and take a peek at these cells here. I know they're under a severe thunderstorm warning from Environment Canada. Nothing too strong on velocity, lots of noise, but nothing too significant. And of course, we're seeing some pretty intense flash flooding happening on the Niagara storm. Yeah, pretty crazy video actually on Twitter there. So I'm going to jump into our reporting group as well, Ontario Storm Reports. I'm going to jump in there to see. Oh, you're heading out, Cole. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate your help. Everybody say thank you to Cole. Awesome, dude. Let's see here. Yeah, it's just lots and lots and lots and lots of rainfall in Niagara. So definitely flood risk there, but it'll eventually move out of the area. I'll show you what the rainfall looks like. There we are. So still seeing quite, I mean, it's starting to move out of Niagara Falls specifically, but Fort Erie is just getting torrential rain right now, and there's probably going to be some flood risk in the Fort Erie area as well, I would assume. Let's see here. Interesting. We track weather across the country, and I'm seeing some really interesting stuff happening in Alberta that D let us know. Let me just take a look here. Whoa. Interesting. Yeah, pretty strong velocity signature over in Alberta right now. Anybody want to take a stroll to Alberta? I'm sure you don't. I'm sure you'd rather me just watch these storms that are in our backyard, but we have to definitely keep an eye on everything. We keep an eye across the country. Thanks so much, D. Appreciate it. D from Alberta on our team. Let me know that there's a strong signature out there. It's very kind of her. Okay. Waiting for a radar update here. Let's just go take a quick flight over to Alberta and see what we're dealing with there. Let me change from the noisy range folded velocity. And I think she's talking about this cell right here. Interesting. Let me just see. Yeah, look at the hail on that thing. Ooh, definitely got to keep an eye on that. Somebody remind me to keep an eye on Alberta, please. But I'm just going to fly back to Ontario here and keep an eye on our Eastern Ontario storms as they develop. Starting to see some interesting signatures, but that minor rotation has weakened some. So that is interesting. But the environment is strong here. The environment in front of these storms in Eastern Ontario is quite strong. So I'm doing a lot of leaning. I gotta do more sitting up. Everybody stretch, please. This is that time when we all need to stretch. Can everybody stretch? That's right. We're all stretching because we're all sitting here looking at our phones. We're all sitting here looking down at our phones or down at a tablet or down at a computer. Everybody stretch. It feels fantastic. It's great. Okay. Glad we did that. Let's all sit up straight too, because we slouch, right? Let's try to sit up straight. Good for our backs. Okay. Enough of that. Moving on to King City radar. I'm going to leave this radar on the right in Eastern Ontario just to wait for that next radar update, which should be along pretty soon. We get 6-minute updates now. Ooh, hello. Seeing some strengthening. Nothing too crazy yet. Let's jump in. That's the 42 frame here. 242 frame. It's 243 now. And just going a little bit higher up into the storm, see if there's any support. Not too supported up top just yet. But we did see some minor rotation. So we posted about minor. It weakened a bit. We've left that on the app. But interesting signature down here. Interesting down here in Niagara. Fort Erie. Little bit of spinning going on up high, but the Buffalo radar looks pretty weak down low. Let me see here. Go back to elevation 2, elevation 1. Yeah, it looks pretty weak from Buffalo. From the Buffalo radar, it looks pretty weak, rotation-wise. It looks a little bit stronger from King City. It's interesting. Almost a little couplet here near Ridgemount. Hopefully that's nothing. If Buffalo supported it too, considering the Buffalo radar is right here, if it also supported this rotation, I'd be a little bit more concerned with it, but currently it does not. It is on multiple frames of King, though. Yeah, seen it on multiple tilts of King City radar. And strongest at the surface. Interesting. Let me take a peek at some stuff. Nah, it's probably just some elevated spinning. I don't think it's anything too wild so far. Okay, so let's keep an eye on that next frame. We should be getting a frame that's 42. What's Buffalo at? Buffalo's at 43. Buffalo just does not look as strong. Okay, not look as strong at the surface. But what's happening up here? Let's take a look at this Coburg storm. King City's relatively boring on it, which is good. We like boring. Sometimes things get way too exciting around here. So when things are boring, I'm okay with boring. That's fine. I'll just yammer on while things are boring. I'm okay with that. But when things start to get exciting, then it can get pretty intense. Excuse me. Speaking of boring, I need more coffee. I'm into multi-drinks now, coffee and water. I try to mix those together. I did want to take a look at that flash flooding that Cole brought up from the Niagara region a little bit ago while we wait for radar updates. Yes, I'll leave this here, wait for radar updates, and let's go take a look at that report that Cole was talking about. Give me just a moment, and I will bring that up here. Give me just a moment, and I will bring that up. Because we did hear some pretty intense flash flooding. K Money says, holy crap, Fort Erie's booming. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's a pretty intense storm in the Fort Erie area. A lot of lightning, I'm sure. Jessica made a good point. It's really close to K-Buff, though. That's right. It is. It's maybe too close to K-Buff. For those wondering what K-Buff is, it's Buffalo radar. That's why I'm waiting for that next update. 42, we should have an update pretty soon. Let me just back this up one frame. This is normally pretty concerning, but everything I'm looking at says it's probably not the classic rotation to be concerned with. I mean, it looks like it, but you think Buffalo would have something a little more than nothing. Buffalo looks pretty sad, and it's at 0.35 tilt. It's really, really close to the surface. If I tilt and tilt and tilt, let's see here. As high as tilt 4, I'm just not seeing it. Yeah, but I would think that, I mean, it's not like this close. Sorry, it's not this close to the radar. It's way out here. So I would think that there would be something on there. Update on Pembroke. I'm watching it over here. This is the Pembroke storm. So far, nothing too spectacular. There was some minor rotation here we notified, but it has weakened. I'm not going to take the notification off the app just yet, just in case that storm gets going again, because sometimes they cycle. So I'll just keep an eye on it closely. But right now, nothing too spectacular on that. We should be getting a radar update anytime now. Okay, I want to see what it updates on this first. Yeah, we should be getting an update anytime now. And I've got live update on both of these now. So they'll just update as soon as we have new data. Yeah, so Fort Erie fell apart, which was expected. And are we going to get a new update on Franktown soon? Probably. There we go. Ooh, what's going on in here? Interesting. 1 second here. What's going on in this cell here? Back that out to reflectivity. Let's see what we're looking at. It's in between the storms. These might be merging. I think I mentioned that before, but these two cells might actually be merging, and that's creating some enhanced velocity signature between them. But between the storms, near Augustburg, Mud Lake area, kind of heading towards Eganville. Want to keep an eye on those. Someone said Alice is now getting some rain and maybe some lightning and thunder. That makes sense. But that storm still looks pretty weak on velocity. So we sit and we wait. So let's just keep an eye on those storms. I'm going to leave this where it is, because Eastern Ontario is pretty much the main focus of what we're watching right now. There is some severe thunderstorms north of Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, and our Environment Canada has sent out severe thunderstorm warnings for some of those storms. Let's see here. Interesting. I think I have noise canceling on right now. My cat, who's sleeping behind me, I think is coughing up a hairball right now. But let me know if you could hear the hairball in the comments. And if you can't, then there's that. Yeah, so just heavy rainfall in Niagara. Flooding has been reported. I still want to show that flooding video. I keep talking about it and never get to it. Richard Kidd says, at least learn to pronounce the names correctly. Ryan Hall, you ain't. No, I can't pronounce anything correctly, Richard. I'm surprised I even pronounced your first name properly or your last name. There's nothing I can pronounce properly. What I can do, though, is recognize radar recognize velocity signatures on radar, couplets, mesocyclones. That's what I do. So I'm going to get all the names wrong, but I'll let you know when there's rotation. So I'm definitely not Ryan Hall. No, Ryan Hall is brilliant. So let's leave it at that. I'm no Ryan Hall. Although I don't know if Ryan can sing. So I got that going. But that's it. That's basically no hairball noise. Good. That's excellent. Let's see here. Yeah, okay, good. Jeff says, even with your kind sounding tone of voice, anytime you let out a long it always sounds ominous, not a complaint. Cheryl says, I can imagine hearing it now. Let's see here. Muskoka says, can confirm Ryan cannot sing. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, it's cool. He can certainly pronounce the names better than I can. Definitely let him have that. He can have that. Jennifer says, what kind of cat do you have? It's a cutie. Little white stripe up her nose and just a tabby, but she's pretty cute. Kay says, this storm is insane. I believe Kay is in Fort Erie. Yes, on this particular storm here. But lots of lightning and thunder on that storm. And she's saying it's pretty insane down there right now. I mean, it looks pretty intense. So torrential rain. Yes. Andrew says, a bit nervous in Belleville after that last Thursday's crazy storm. I'm sure you are. That was intense in Belleville. So hopefully you stayed safe. And I don't know if you were following the live stream, but we were posting about that storm quite a lot. Hopefully, hopefully we certainly gave some advanced notification of that one for sure. So hopefully everybody stayed safe. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Possible developing wall cloud looking east from, I'm not going to be speaking of pronouncing, Bonnechere. Bonnechere? I don't know. Provincial park. So from that particular provincial park, I had a report from Manzo on Twitter of possible wall cloud on that one. Interesting. That is something to watch. Where is that? We should search that, shouldn't we? I should search that. Bonnechere. Thank you very much, Bill. Appreciate it. See, the great part about having this wonderful community is I actually don't need to know how to pronounce anything. I will be corrected in the comments. So Corral says, think Peterborough was all threat and no action. Yeah, if you were on our live stream, as soon as Peterborough got a severe thunderstorm warning, we made it very clear that Peterborough had no threat. There was no threat. It's not that it was a mistake from Environment Canada. It's that the alert regions are huge. So Peterborough just got tagged into the severe thunderstorm warning, even though the storms were south and east of Peterborough. So Peterborough had no risk of a severe thunderstorm. But there is make sure you read in the details of the warning. It says locations impacted include, and then they list a bunch of towns. So Peterborough is not listed in that warning. I mean, it's listed in the actual main warning just because it gets included. Again, it's these giant kind of county-based warnings. They're working on switching that, which is exciting. But for right now, county-based warnings, Peterborough got included. Peterborough had no risk at all. It's near Pembroke, says Kat. Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate that. I'm going to search it right now here. Bonn. What was it again? Bonne. Where'd it go? I have to grab it on Twitter here. Thank you, Manzo. Appreciate that. Bonnechere. Echere. South Algonquin is what it comes up as. I see. Okay. Comes up as Eganville area. Interesting. Provincial park. Provincial. I'm actually searching it on our app right now, just so you know. Literally, I'm searching it. Let's see if my focus will pick it up. There we go. I'm searching it on our app. Provincial park. If you don't have our app downloaded, it's called Instant Weather. You can get it at instantweatherapp.com. I think this is the area. But yeah, it's near Eganville. Okay. All right. I see. Yes, I found it now. And possible wall cloud on that storm. That is good information to have. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm going to go take a look at that right now. I think you can actually see this on this right screen here. So I believe if I zoom in here, where was that? It was just north of Barry's Bay. You know what? I can actually search that on here. Yes, let me do that right now. Okay. Bonne. What's it again? Bonnechere. Is that it? Yes. Bonnechere. Should come up. Ontario. Okay. There we go. Yes, it did come up. Great. Cool. Okay. And it's right here. Excellent. There you are. Okay, cool. Why didn't I do that before? There we go. So we had a photo of a possible wall cloud being developed in this area. Where did it go? Come back. There you are. Okay. And that's looking east at this storm right here, the Alice storm. I wonder if they're looking east. Interesting. So let's just back it up here. We have the 54 frame on, which is great. And that's the Alice storm. So I wonder if they're actually looking southeast, because we're starting to see a bit of strengthening here. That Lake Clear cell as well starting to strengthen. Let me just zoom down here. Yes, starting to see a little bit of a tail on that one. And that is near Lake Clear, which is north of, east of Foymount. East of Foymount right here, starting to see. And that was the minor rotation cell that I posted about originally. And tilt 2. Starting to see quite a bit of support of high. This might have actually been where that wall cloud report was coming from, because this cell is really starting to kick it up here. Interesting. Looks like there is a severe thunderstorm warning for Barry's Bay area. Let me just double check if it's on this cell. Yes, I believe it is on that storm. Yeah, they issued a severe thunderstorm warning, I believe, for that cell. Let's see here. Look at B says, hey, Adam, went AFK for a sec. I can't see out my windows in Fort Erie right now. Yeah, the torrential rain is intense. Lots of rain. And yeah, torrential rain for sure in that area. But I believe Environment Canada has issued a severe thunderstorm warning, for Barry's Bay area. So I believe that is on that cell. Let me just double check on those details. Give me 1 second here. What is this? Give me just a moment here. Okay, just got to check a few things. We are seeing some mid-level rotation on that storm that I posted about minor rotation earlier. And this is near Lake Clear in eastern Ontario. Just 1 second here. Yeah, near Lake Clear in eastern Ontario. And I believe Environment Canada has issued a severe thunderstorm warning on this. Carly says, I'm confused. Is this live? Says live on the screen, but not on the app. This is live right now, Carly. Ooh. Jeremy says, looked like possible funnel cloud near Augustburg about 10 minutes ago. And that is really close to the storm, isn't it? Yeah, it's just north of the storm. You can see it right here. Possible funnel cloud from that storm. And we saw a wall cloud report earlier from this storm. Not much earlier, just a little bit earlier. Huh. Yes, this is interesting. Possible wall cloud looking east. Oh, so that was looking east. And then, oh, really? Because this actually does have a little bit of rotation on as well, too. And that is the cell to the north. This is 5454. Yeah, we have the latest data right now. We should be getting a new frame pretty soon. Let's go up to the Augustburg area. Yeah, right here. I see. That's in between the storms. Mud Lake. Yeah, that's in between the cells. So I think it's probably from this cell to the south, because this cell to the south does have mid-level rotation. Let me go back to tilt 1 here. Yeah, see, there's still that rotation signature there, and that's where that wall cloud report is from, and now a possible funnel cloud report from there as well, too. Suzanne asked about Canada's Wonderland. You're good. Canada's Wonderland's fine. Somebody mentioned that Alberta cell. Yeah, I will check that. I will check that Alberta cell here. 1 second. I will check that, even though we're covering storms in Ontario right now. There is a crazy storm in Alberta that I'm trying to keep an eye on as well. Just because we cover storms across the country. Oh, yeah. Lots of hail on that beast. Woo! Okay. Back to Ontario. Yeah, so severe thunderstorm warning for Barry's Bay and the surrounding areas. Foy Mount. I'm going to take a look at some of the details. Just a moment here. Looking at so many different things at the same time. But this cell you're looking at on the screen is the one of concern. I'm going to back up while we wait for that next radar update, which, did we get a new radar update? Is that the new one? That's the 3 o'clock radar update. Is that different from the previous one? No, I think that's still the same one. Maybe? Oh, maybe it did update. So it did update. It doesn't look as strong as it did in the previous update. That started to look pretty good here as it merged, and then it has weakened a bit. So that's good news, at least at the lowest level. Let me go a little higher in the storm. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Let's Corners near Mud Lake. Interesting signature there, but I think it's because of the merging. Still definitely watching this storm. This is the storm we're watching south of Augustburg, heading towards McGrath, Perot, Hindford, and it's currently near Lake Clear, but it does have an interesting signature on it for sure. So let's just update this previous data over here. Okay. Yeah, there's an interesting signature here, so we're going to be watching this very closely. This cell is the one in Eastern Ontario we're watching as closely as we possibly can. I'm going to leave the radar up over here and let that automatically update as we go. And I'm going to drop back here and take a look north of Lake Ontario. Let's see what we're dealing with here. That storm is, let me just animate it for you so you can see it. That is moving towards, potentially towards Coburg or Colburn. It's heading in this direction here towards Lake Ontario. So those in Colborne area, Grafton, Brighton, you may see that storm as it tracks to the southeast. But currently, torrential rain, maybe some small hail. The winds don't look too intense on it at this point in time. So we'll keep an eye on that one. How's Niagara doing right now? Is it finally starting to move? Fort Erie is finally starting to move out of Fort Erie. Let's take a look at it on velocity again. Significant flooding. We've seen some videos for the Fort Erie area. Rhonda says, "Hey, Adam and team, thanks for all you do." Thanks so much, Rhonda. Appreciate it. Thank you kindly. If we go to the Buffalo radar, let's see how that's looking. Yeah, lots of torrential rain on this particular storm. The winds aren't too wild, but definitely some flooding in the Niagara regions. We've seen some interesting reports come through on Twitter. I want to go take a look as well and check the reports on Ontario storm reports as well too. So we got to do that at some point in time. But right now, we're just keeping a really close eye on these storms in eastern Ontario, especially this one that's west of Renfrew, as it's starting to get a little bit of a tail on it. Let's see here. Look, it's B on Twitch says, "Thunder is shaking the office right now. We're glued to the windows watching." Normally I say get away from the window, but I don't think the winds are too intense there. I mean, when it's raining that hard, it makes it seem like it's super windy, but it's very possible that I'm not seeing very, very strong winds from radar. So Yoholo says major storms hitting around Buffalo right now. Very high winds. So those high winds might be more rain driven than anything. When you're getting like intense rain hitting, it can seem like the winds are pretty wild. But radar is not super duper strong at this point in time. Sylvie says, Petawawa just got a severe thunderstorm warning. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, I see that has been extended to Petawawa and Pembroke and Cobden, Renfrew, all under severe thunderstorm warning right now from Environment Canada. Those storms in eastern Ontario definitely have the potential to get quite severe. So the environment there looks strong and strengthening. So hearing thunder in the distance near Calabogie, says Trisha. There is a location that I know how to pronounce properly now, Calabogie. When Calabogie was getting hit by the tornadic storm in 2018. Was it 2018? I think so, yeah. I kept calling it Calabogie, which arguably might be a cooler name, but Calabogie is actually the name of the place. So I like the boogie part of it, though. Adam F says, Adam, you should collaborate with Ryan Hall. That'd be cool. Yeah, for sure. I mean, maybe if a storm system is moving from like Michigan into Ontario, that would be an interesting thing to do. Ryan's awesome. Yeah, I like Ryan for sure. And again, I don't envy him because the amount of severe weather in the U.S. is, I mean, it's rough enough to try to cover it in Canada here, but he covers it in the U.S. So it gets pretty intense down there at times for sure. Everybody's laughing at Calabogie. Yeah, Calabogie. That's what I kept calling it. The Calabogie Boogie, says Steve. That's right. The Calabogie Boogie. Maybe I should write a song called The Calabogie Boogie. Trisha says, yes, it was 2018. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Let me just take a stroll through some of the details in the background here. Okay. Okay, just taking a look at a few things in the background. Trying to get a sense. I want to keep this radar up, but let's go take a look at our app. Again, if you have not downloaded our app, it is called Instant Weather. You can get it for free, which is my favorite price, $0.00. And I just want to zoom in on some of these storms that are occurring from Niagara through areas north of Lake Ontario and to the east. I'm going to bring that up right now. This is our app. Now, this is, one second here, let me transition that. This is the upgraded radar version. So this version gives you 5 hours of feature radar and removes ads from the app. And a huge thank you to those who have done that. It makes a huge difference. It's the reason we're able to offer the app for free to everybody else. So you can see what feature radar is expecting. These storms are going to continue to track to the east through eastern Ontario, potentially through the Ottawa areas, and things should start to taper off this evening. Niagara is almost out of it. It is moving into New York State. So Niagara and Fort Erie will be out of that storm relatively soon. It continues to track to the southeast. So that is good news for those over there. Looks like we did get a radar update here on that storm we were watching near Lake Clear in eastern Ontario. Let me just take a quick peek at it here. Give me just a moment. Give me just a minute. So as you can see above me, that is your past and future radar. Oh, hello. Oh my. Starting to see some Tilt 2 strengthening over here. I'm going to go back to our Instant Weather Pro, which is an app that we have not launched yet, but we've been testing it on our live stream quite a bit. And yeah, and we plan to, but this is what I'm looking at right here. This is some strengthening. Upper level rotation. I don't know how to pronounce that particular town. WOERMKE. I have no idea. Anybody want to take a crack at that? This is west of Renfrew, and it is with this storm is basically just east of Lake Clear, kind of in the McGrath area. Let me just back this out here. Where is that? I see. So this is actually interesting. Okay. Let me just make sure if I'm located. This is south of Augsburg. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So if I zoom in on this, let me just do it over here. That's actually this cell down here. So it's on a different cell. I wonder if it wants to merge. Let me just flip over to velocity here and take a look. Oh, it's on tilt 1 too. Yeah, it's definitely on tilt 1. Starting to see some rotation on that storm, which is west of Clontarf. If that's how you pronounce that. Anybody? Wormkey. Interesting. I love the fact that everybody helps me pronounce this stuff. So this is tilt 1, closest to the surface, and this is tilt 2. This is a supported mesocyclone supported rotation right now happening. Some pretty strong values right now. This is 113 kilometers an hour, and that on the other side of the rotation is 1 kilometer an hour. So if you used relative velocity, that is some fairly organized rotation happening right now, and supported up higher, supported on tilt 2. I wonder if it's supported on tilt 3. Let's go take a peek. Let me just go back to reflectivity so we can see exactly what's right here. And this is just on the south side of this cell right here that we're watching. So some further interesting development here in eastern Ontario. Again, the overall tornado risk is low. It's a marginal tornado risk, but we definitely want to watch it closely, because once we see some rotation, and these kind of situations too, it's like one radar frame is weak, the next radar frame is something, the next radar frame is impressive, then it gets weak again, and then that's when you find out, this brief touchdown happened or something to that extent. So yeah, we want to be watching this closely for sure. That next radar frame weakened a little bit. We already have the 312 frame from Environment Canada's Franktown radar. That is tilt 2. Let's go see what tilt 1 looks like here. Just want to keep a close eye on this cell. Where did it go? It's not jumping out at me here, so Letter Kenny is right. Somebody pointed that out in the comments. Letter Kenny is right here. Interesting. Is that the one from the show? No, is it? Maybe. I don't know how many places are named Letter Kenny, but that's interesting. Yeah, so we want to watch. These cells are actually merging, which is interesting. So this cluster is coming together, which may or may not enhance the severe risk with these. Sometimes merging cells can completely weaken storms, but sometimes they can actually strengthen them. So we're gonna have to watch this closely. I would think so. Continue to watch these closely. Okay, so let's bring this back to Tilt 1. Actually, I don't mind watching Tilt 2 here. It kind of gives us a different perspective, a little bit higher up in the storms to see what's being supported. But if we back out, this is still definitely standing out as the storm of interest. And on this side of the radar, I'm just going to go peek around and take a look at some different storms. The one northwest of Coburg I wanted to take a look at here. Doesn't look like anything too spectacular. And is Niagara out of it yet? Fort Erie. Will the rain ever end for Niagara? Not yet. Soon. Let's take a look at Buffalo. Yeah, not yet. But hopefully soon. But Fort Erie is going to be pretty intense. It's lessening a little, says Look It's B. Is there any flooding out there, Look It's B? Maybe I should just call you B instead of saying Look It's every time. Let us know, B. Let me check. Okay, don't do anything. If there's lightning and stuff, then, you know, I don't want you heading outside. But if you can take a peek, B is good. Cool. If you can take a peek at the ground, there might be some pooling on the road for sure. Just looking in the... Elizabeth makes a very good point. She says, a watch doesn't mean it's happening. It means the conditions are favorable for a severe storm. If it's a warning, then it's happening. But a watch is not, or isn't. Correct. I'm going to go with correct on that one. Lynn says, what is the advanced radar for Ottawa and East, please? Yeah, I can definitely show you that. I have it ready right here. This is your past and future radar. So, this is showing Ottawa maybe getting some storms around 5, around 6-ish. Maybe earlier than that, but it's certainly possible. Robin says, Adam, what direction is the cluster near Renfrew moving, please? I can check that. Desiree says, minor rotation near Foymont. Where are we at with that? So it weakened, and then another storm within that same box that I highlighted strengthened, and now it's kind of going back and forth between weakening and strengthening. So it's still minor rotation. Only in rare cases does minor rotation turn into something significant. But definitely worth watching those cells for sure. Andrew says, notice me, Adam. I'm noticing you. Noticing me. I forget how that goes. Let's move on. But what's up, Andrew? How you doing? B says, nothing super severe in my immediate area. To clarify, B is in Fort Erie, south of Niagara Falls. But a few friends are saying absolutely yes. I'm pretty high up here, though. I would not be surprised if there was ponding near the river. Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Ash found that funny. Thanks, Ash. Appreciate it. Desiree says, amazing. Thank you for the explanation. Much appreciated. You're very welcome. Anytime. Anytime. Okay, so we getting a radar update soon. We got the 12 update. It's 18 6-minute radar updates. So within the next minute or so, we should be getting a new radar update. I finally set this up so that it will automatically update on the stream. I don't have to keep clicking it. So I've got them set up in live mode, which is cool. We will be bringing live mode to dual and split on our Instant Weather Pro that we haven't launched yet. We're going to launch it. I mean, I'm going to do a presentation at some point in time. I've wrote out this big presentation. I'm going to talk about all the cool features for Instant Weather Pro and how we're able to load Canadian radar data faster than other options and all these other cool stuff, all these other cool features. And yeah, and then I'll be announcing the pricing for it. We'll be allowing folks to sign up for the beta test. And then we will be launching Instant Weather Pro, which we've been working on for the last year. So that's why, to be fair, that's why stuff like the widget for our app has been delayed. My apologies on that. We've been really super focused on Instant Weather Pro and getting that ready because we really wanted to improve the radar data that is available through the app. So very exciting. Very exciting. Let's see here. Steve says, I see you noticing me. I just wanted to put you on notice that I'm noticing you too. Thank you, Steve. If I notice your axe in Squirrel Depot, I'll let you know. But I don't know if I'm heading up there anytime soon, but it's possible. You never know. Okay, we got a new update. We got the 18 update. Check your app and see if you have the 18 data yet. You probably don't, because I know we're loading it super fast. So let me just back this out, get rid of some of this noise. There we go. Let's zoom this in and take a look. And this is starting to see some further interesting development on this Clontarf. I don't know what's Clontarf. Is that what it's? Clontarf. That's west of Renfrew. On this cell west of Renfrew, we're keeping a close eye on this. This kind of has a bit of a hooky motion to it, but this also seems like it's two cells that are trying to merge. Let's actually go back and see what we're dealing with here. Yeah, so those cells are merging. You can see that. So these cells are separate. You can see the left side of the screen here. Those cells are separate, and as I click it here, they start to merge, and that's where we're getting kind of that rotation signature from, although that could be enhancing. So let's see here. Let's go up, further up, elevation 2. Oh, that was elevation 2. Okay. I got to remember that. The screen on the right I have here is elevation 2. I'm still seeing a little bit of rotation here in elevation 3, at 1.26 tilt, and it's still supported all the way up to tilt 4. So it's weak, it's minor, but we are watching it closely. It looks a lot weaker closer to the surface too, which is good. Good. Cool. Awesome. So we're going to just continue to watch that closely. Where did that go? I saw a nice comment and it's already way past me. I've lost it now. Let me find it. Dorothy said something nice. There we go. Dorothy said, huge thanks for all you do. Thank you so much, Dorothy. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining us on the stream. Harley Noble says, hi from across the border in Buffalo. Hi, Harley. How you doing? Thanks for joining us on the Twitches. Is that what it's called? How do I say that? I don't know. Shelby says, will it be a subscription or a one-time purchase? It will definitely be subscription because there's a lot of costs associated with maintaining it and running it and the service to process it. And we're going to be we're already processing all 32, I think, Canadian radars, which is a lot of server power. And then we're going to be processing all 200 US radars. So that is going to be insanely expensive. So yes, there will be a subscription fee for it. We're working on the pricing for it right now, but I'm super stoked about it. It's going to be awesome. Jacqueline says, I'm very much looking forward to your pro app. Happy to pay for it, whatever you deem necessary. I do understand there's a cost to developing apps, etc. So no negative comments will be coming from me. Thank you, Jacqueline. I appreciate that. Yeah, we definitely try our best to calculate what is our absolute minimum cost, and then you never calculate things perfectly. So we only make it a slight percentage higher than that to make sure we don't lose money on what we build. So, in some situations, they try to go double bubble. So they take their cost and they like double it, or they take their cost and they triple it. And that's the pricing. We don't go with those strategies. We're trying to keep it we want to make it as accessible as possible. As long as it doesn't put us out of business, then we're happy. As long as it covers our costs and gives us a little bit of wiggle room there, then we're happy. That's usually what we go for. So Chico says, really excited for the app. Going to buy it as soon as it's out. Thank you so much, Chico. Appreciate that. Thank you kindly. Update on area of Perot, says Hillary. Yes, we're watching it. Where is it? It's right behind. It's literally on the screen. You can see Perot right here. Here's Perot. We're watching it closely. We're not taking our eyes off of Perot. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to flip to past and future radar here, just so you can see the whole area. I know some folks are probably joining us from all around the community, and they want to know what's going on with their area. So here is the past and future radar. Give me just a sec. I'm just going to check some data in the background and some reports. Just want to see what we may be dealing with here. A few different locations. Give me just a second. Okay, give me just a moment and I will deal with some things and then I will jump right back into the radar. Please ask your questions in the comments and try my best to answer all of them if I can. Chances are slim, but I'll try my best. Okay, so okay. Thanks again for joining us on the stream. My name is Adam. I am the founder of Instant Weather, originally called Ontario Tornado Watch. We changed our name to Ontario Storm Watch. We run Ontario Storm Reports group. We run Instant Weather Ontario. We have the Instant Weather app as well. Again, if you have not downloaded it, please head over to instantweatherapp.com and you can download it for free. And a huge thank you to all those who have upgraded to the 5 hours of future radar, upgrade radar option in the settings. Again, you're the reason we're able to offer it to everyone else for free. So we sincerely appreciate that. It makes an enormous difference. And thank you so much for doing that. We appreciate it. Okay, we're just going to cover a couple things here. Give me a second. Lots of clicking. Hopefully you don't have to hear that. I think my noise canceling helps with the clicking, but it is possible that you can hear some of it. Hopefully not, but possible. Okay, so, and again, I will try my best to answer your questions in the comments. Please ask away, and I will do my best to get to those. Usually the comments are what's happening for my specific area. And if that's the case, of course, please download our free app, punch in your location, and you can see what is possible for your area. Hopefully that helps. Let me just... Okay, so what else do I need to check? Just a few more things. Okay, that's good. All right, I'm going to jump into the comments here and see what all you have asked. I can't hear clicking, says Ash. Woohoo! Noise canceling. Yay. Shelby says, have you looked into getting a Wacom tablet or similar instead of a mouse for input? I have not, but that sounds interesting. That could be cool. That could be interesting for sure. River Fox says, thank you, Adam, and your team. By far the best weather reporting. Thank you so much, River. I appreciate that. Thank you kindly. Ash says, the app is great. Thank you so much. Thank you kindly. Shelby says, thanks for the answers. Definitely get it. Servers and running them aren't cheap for sure, plus ongoing data costs, etc. Yeah. Development is an ongoing, never-ending battle, but it's exciting. I have so much fun. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Not that I'm a intense coder or anything like that. I just like overseeing the project, and once in a while I come up with a good idea. My favorite thing is when I'm like, what if we did this and this and this, and having the development team go, it's actually a good idea, and I'm like, yeah, I had a good idea. Finally had a good idea. Darlene says, have you checked on Alberta? Yes, I just did, and Alberta's good. Shelby says, link. Are you asking for the link for our app? I'll put it in the comments here. Let's see here. Download our free app at instantweather.ca/app, smiley face. There you go. That is the link to our free app. And again, there's upgrade radar options that give you 5 hours of future radar, which is what you're looking at in the background here. Let's go take a look at some raw radar data for Instant Weather Pro, which is, again, a cool radar suite that we've been working on for a long time. Not that long. Actually, we've only been working on this for about a year, which is surprising. I think we developed the Instant Weather app for 3 years. I think it was like two and a half years before we launched it. Yes. AC David says, Environment Canada, watch warning for Peterborough. Yeah, so Peterborough I don't think was ever in the path of those watches or warning. They're included because it's a county-based alert area. So you are included, but what you should check in the alert details, and you can do this in our free app, Instant Weather. You click on the alert details and you can see locations impacted include, and then read the list. And if Peterborough's not in that list, then they're saying that the storm is elsewhere in that giant alert area. So I know Environment Canada is working on storm-based alerts, which is fantastic. The US has had them for many, 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 many years, and they help cut down on confusion a lot. So they're working on storm-based alerts. I'm so excited. I actually had a meeting with a couple members of that team that is working on the storm-based alerts from Environment Canada. Had a meeting on Zoom with them. It was really exciting, and yeah, it's definitely super exciting. Megan says, will you offer the correlation coefficient product? We sure will. Let me go find it. Let's see here. Reflectivity, velocity, and let's go back one to correlation coefficient. Yes, we are offering CC. For those who don't know what correlation coefficient is, thank you for the question, by the way, Megan, appreciate it. CC is really important because it actually helps you see debris signatures. So during a violent tornado, you can actually, the radar will pick up on the fact that the signature is different from rain. All has the same signature. So I'm going to get a little bit technical for a sec, but I'll try to really break it down into very, very simple, easy to understand terms. Dual pole radar, one wave shoots this way and one wave shoots this way. And what they do is they take the vertical wave and the horizontal wave and they compare them. And when they are showing the exact, and it's just rain, the waves come back and say it's all the same. From the horizontal and the vertical, both waves come back identical. The correlation is high. When the correlation gets really low, when you take a piece of siding from a building and you throw it in front of the radar beam, and one way says, oh, this thing is flat, and the other way says, oh, this is a huge wall, a big piece, then the correlation becomes low. Those beams are not seeing the same shape from their return. So when the correlation is extremely low, when you have trees in the air and you have, pieces of roofs in the air and all that kind of stuff, you see a huge drop in the correlation. And are those two signals equal? You see a huge drop. And then that's when you can see debris signatures from tornadoes. So, yes. Jessica says, I like these teaching moments. Thanks, Jessica. Rebecca says, anything for Barrie? Nah, we're good. I'm in Barrie and it's sunshiny and probably insanely hot. It's like 28 Celsius. Yeah, so correlation coefficient is a really important product. Brantford Command Brantford says, I probably said that wrong. Command Dr. Brantford, anyways, says he needs dual monitors. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screens. So I think I've gone past dual at this point. But thank you, I appreciate that. Charlotte asked about Petawawa. Tasha says, any snow for Toronto? I'm going to go out on a limb and say no. Just saying. Amazing Person 3409, our good friend from YouTube, says there might be some new cells forming along that Lake Ontario breeze. Thank you very much. I'll take a peek. I should probably go take a peek around. We're just sitting here watching the latest frames come in Eastern Ontario. That minor rotation we were talking about seems to have tapered off a little bit. This is tilt 2. Let's go down to tilt 1. There's maybe a little bit there, but nothing too spectacular. So that minor rotation has dropped off, which is good. I may remove that minor rotation notification from the app. Maybe. Oh, Commander Brantford. I see. For playing a game called Elite Dangerous. Cool. Awesome. Okay, so let me just take a peek here. But yeah, dual monitors. I've got dual, triple, quad. I don't know what 8. Octa. I've got Octa monitors. That's what I'm at this point. It's a lot. Is it on its way to Kingston or Westport, says Brian. Good question. Maybe. But right at this point in time, Kingston and surrounding areas are probably okay. You're okay right now. Let me see. Just taking a look. I think, no way. Is it finally happening? B will let us know. But Fort Erie is finally out of the rain. Definitely some flooding reports in Niagara and probably in Fort Erie as well, too. Let's go with Matt. It's funny. And so we're watching those storms that are north of Lake Ontario. Nothing too exciting at this point in time, but we're keeping an eye on them. And so for those who haven't seen the forecast, Eastern Ontario, at this point in time, it's mainly an Eastern Ontario risk. And it's a severe thunderstorm risk. It's not super duper strong, It's not the weakest. It's somewhere in between. So we're just going to watch it closely. We're going to watch it. That's what we do. Drink our water. Our fantastic water. Let's see here. Twitch thought you were a bot bee? Oh, man. That's wild. Martin Jones had a question. We've covered this earlier today, but I'll cover this again. So these big, what I like to call them the laser beams, but they're radio frequency interference on the new Canadian radars, which are awesome. Unfortunately, they have this issue where the frequency they use is also being used potentially illegally by radio frequency devices near the radar stations, and that's why you get these crazy laser beams. However, on our new app that we're about to launch, or a new upgrade to our existing app this is going to be called Instant Weather Pro. As you can see, we've removed the laser beams. So if I show you, let me actually turn the laser beams on. If I turn noise reduction off and I turn this back on, you'll see how brutal it gets. Okay, so this is currently the disco show that is the laser beams. It's actually so brutal that the US has some really, really cool and powerful tools, and they're actually starting to remove some Canadian radars from it because it is tainting their data with these brutal radio frequency issues. So this is with our noise suppression not turned on. I think we're actually the first pro radar app to have Canadian radar laser beam noise suppression. So here's with it on. So if I turn this off and I turn it back on, it's a little nicer than the disco ball that was before it. So, and we're not just, finding the lines and eliminating them. We're actually using a process that is able to recognize what is precipitation and what is noise. So as you can see, it doesn't just cut through that storm. The storm still shows up, but we have the laser beams kind of removed in the background. So Daryl says, what actually causes those and why is it so bad in Canada? So it's people who are operating radio frequencies near the radar station that are interfering. It's a similar radio frequency to what the Canadian radar stations use. They're supposed to be the spectrum that is unused that our radar stations are using, but unfortunately, that's not the case. Clearly, people are using those same frequencies in Canada, and that's why it is brutal. Commander Brantford says, does US radar not have the same issues? No. You can see it come back on here. I have to actually set it up so it automatically turns off on the latest frame. But no, US radar does not have that issue. Muskoka Matt says, Adam, if you didn't cover weather and weren't a musician, what would you be doing with your life? I don't know, playing Quake. That's about it. I'd probably just play a lot of Quake. Let's see here. For those who don't know, that's if you remember the game Wolfenstein or the game Doom from ID Software a long time ago. I've been playing that game for like 23 years online, so it's fun. Let's see here. But yeah, no, what would I be doing other than, I don't know. Besides weather and music? I mean, those are kind of my things. I don't know. I knew we'd get some Twitch comments. Yes, Quake! Yes. I actually have streamed on Twitch before, but I won't get deep into that. One of us, certified professional gamers, says B. Yeah, I stream Quake once in a while on the Twitch world. Now you're going to ask me what my account is, and I'm not going to tell you. I'll tell you later. Let's see here. Send me a private message. I'll let you know. So let's see here. I got to drop my handle. Do you ever watch Pecos Hank? Yes. I don't know. It's Pecos Hank or Pecos Hank. He's so amusing. He's not so amusing. He's brilliant. And he's also a really good musician as well, too. His tornado videos on YouTube are, I think they're in the top 3 to top 5 of my favorite all time. Look up Pecos Hank. He is very skilled storm chaser and also quite a good musician as well, too. Absolutely, for sure. Yeah, Pecos Hank is a brilliant. Let's see here. Instant follow. Thanks, appreciate that. Princess Jessie says, should have totally host a virtual trivia night. That'd be fun. We talked about doing some movie nights would be really fun, where we all got together and watched like Twister or watched The Day After Tomorrow together. And I think Netflix actually lets you do this somehow. I forget what it was called. Somebody mentioned what it was called. I'm sure people are going to put the link in the comments, but there's a thing you can do where everybody logs in with their Netflix account and then we can all watch it together. So that would be really cool. I'd definitely love to do that. And we talked about it. We just haven't done it yet. So, Noah says, am I under a tornado warning? Well, I don't know where you are. So that's just a big problem right there. I can't tell you any information without knowing where you are. I don't think there are any tornado warnings in Canada right now. So if you're in Canada, the answer is probably no. If you're in the US, it's possible there might. Oh, no, there is. I don't think there's any tornado warnings in the US right now either. So probably no. I'm going to go with no. But let me know where you are and I'll let you know. Wore out VHS tapes when you were a kid. Nice. Tom says Hank is such a good content creator. Yeah, he's amazing. Let's see here. Yeah, Noah, you have to let me know where you are. Yeah, Hank does not live stream. To each their own. Maybe he doesn't have great cell service or something like that. Who knows? Is the cell moving into Midland going to turn into anything crazy, says Kim. Midland? There's a cell moving into Midland? All right, let's go see. I don't see anything moving into Midland. This is all noise. I don't think there's anything moving into Midland. So you're fine. You're good. This storm is in the US. Let me just tilt the camera here. Ooh, tilting skills. Nice. This cell is now in through Buffalo. Not a problem. Let's go take a scroll around. Mainly just a risk for Eastern Ontario at this point in time. Mainly, I would say. Yep, just a risk for Eastern Ontario and maybe some risks north of Lake Erie, but north of Lake Ontario, but these cells are actually pretty weak. Whoa, Noah says, I got to meet Tom Hanks today. Really? That's pretty cool. It's pretty amazing. Burler says, Ottawa area. Yeah, Ottawa might see some storms later. Let's go take a look at the latest future radar. Again, if you have not downloaded our app, it's not available in the US for those of you who are joining from the US yet. We are going to be launching it in the US. Megan says there's a town in Canada called Go Home. Yes, Go Home, definitely. It's kind of north of Midland, I think, northwest of Midland. Yes, there's definitely a town called Go Home. We've covered pretty intense storms there before. Oh, I see that little rain shower in Midland. Yeah, I don't think that's going to do anything, but we'll keep an eye on it. I see it's showing up on our app. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. That might just be noise showing up, but it's possible it's something more than that, but we'll see. All right. I'm going to not show Niagara now because they're pretty much out of it. So I'm going to zoom in so we can see these storms in Eastern Ontario and see some more locations from it. But let's go take a look here. So here's our app. Again, if you have not downloaded yet, head over to instantweatherapp.com and you can download it for free. And again, a huge thank you to those who have upgraded the radar to get 5 hours to future radar and to remove ads from the app. Makes a huge, huge difference. Go Home Lake, I believe, or Go Home Provincial Park, says Muskoka Matt. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Jill is asking about Pembroke and Petawawa. Yeah, you got some major flooding yesterday. It was pretty intense, actually. It was kind of brutal, too, because radar was down across Canada when that was happening. So it was really difficult for us to cover. Dan DiBiasio, come on. Are you kidding me? Dan, you're awesome, buddy. I appreciate it. Dan DiBiasio, great drummer. Anybody needs a drummer. DiBiasio knows what he's doing. Thanks again for you and the team's great work. All the best to you and the family. Peck goes Hank rules. Yes, he does rule, man. He's awesome. He's great. And another super chat. Dude, you're amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Dan. Dan comes out of nowhere with a super chat like every time. You're awesome, dude. You're great. Really, really appreciate it. Brittany says, AccuWeather says, Thunderstorm at 4. Is that true? I don't know. For Oshawa? Let me see. I mean, it's not entirely out of the question. Not entirely. Let me see. Let me see. For Oshawa at 4. I'm gonna say. Well, there's kind of a storm that just passed you. There's a storm that developed right on top of Oshawa, eastern Oshawa, dropped some rain, and now it's moving to your east. So I'm gonna say that's probably not true. I think that's what it was talking about. Probably that particular cell, but I don't think so. Christine is mentioning the Environment Canada warning for Barry's Bay. Yeah, we've been watching that very closely. We've been checking it. Oh, I didn't hit play. Why didn't I hit play on radar? Who does this? Honestly, everybody's asking about Ottawa. So many people asking about Ottawa. You might see some storms around 5 or 6, maybe around 7. They might miss you though. Do we know what time it's going to hit Petawawa, Pembroke, Petawawa? That's a good question. If it's not already doing it right now, let me see here. Oh, it passed you already. You're in the clear. Unless something develops behind that, but I think you're in the clear. I'll come and show you here on raw radar data. Let's go take a look. For our friends in Pembroke and Petawawa, let's go take a look at the Franktown radar, which is amazing for your area. Like before Franktown radar got upgraded to the new radars, Petawawa and Pembroke had basically 0 velocity coverage. So when there was rotation in your area, it was just like impossible to see. It was brutal. And you get crazy storms up there. So I'm so glad we have Franktown finally covering the Pembroke and Petawawa area. Noah says, check the weather network, and it says that I'm in a severe thunderstorm warning. Sorry, Noah, I didn't catch where you were located. Let me scroll up and see if I missed that. I don't think you said where you're located. I don't see it. Oh, Erie, PA. No, that wasn't you. Okay. No, Noah, you still haven't said where you are. Noah, where are you located? Let me know. Let me know. Megan says, so radar holes happen in Canada as well. Yeah, I mean, like right over the station, it's so noisy and clustered. They just put a blank hole there. Oh, but radar holes happen as well. Oh, you mean like there's no coverage? Yeah. So there was coverage for reflectivity, so you could see the rainfall in Peterborough and Pembroke, but there was definitely no coverage for velocity. It was brutal, but so much better now. So much better. Even though it's noisy, we'll still take it. It's so much better. Matthew says, would you ever consider doing a paid workshop on the basics of reading radar? I'd love to learn more about it. I'm cool doing it for free. Like I basically, the whole time I live stream, I'm just looking at radar and giving my thoughts on it. So if you just follow the live stream, I do it pretty much every time. But yeah, I mean, we can go a little bit deeper into, we could do a seminar and go deeper, but I definitely wouldn't charge for it. I would just do a live stream and everybody could watch, and I'd share my thoughts on it for sure. And I've been tracking storms across Canada, and across the US as well too since like 2011, I think. So, yeah, quite a long time. Orion says would pay for that for sure. I definitely wouldn't charge for that. I would definitely just do it for free for everybody. So let's see here. Oh, Noah says Hamburg. Herbie says, what about Erie, Pennsylvania? So covering Ontario weather right now, but I can take a look into Erie, Pennsylvania for you. But right now, the main focus for this, we're live streaming on Instant Weather Ontario, basically, and Ontario Stormwatch. But yeah, I can definitely take a look into it. Keep nudging me, and I'll definitely check it out. Lindsay says Cornwall. Cornwall might see some activity as these storms track to the east, but as of right now, we're just kind of waiting around for these storms to increase in strength. What's happening in Griffith? Where is Griffith here? 1 second here. Have to line these up. On a second here. So west of Renfrew, right down here. I wonder if this is in between the storms. There's Griffith now. Where'd you go? Oh, okay. Interesting things happening in Griffith. Not too significant, but worth watching. But yeah, Cornwall might see some storms later on. Hillary says, has it passed the Perot area? I don't think, yeah, I think so. I don't think Perot is an issue at this point, but I can take a look. The storms are kind of developing over the same area over and over again. So you may see some storms, but where did Perot go? Somewhere in here. I am not sure. It was over near Renfrew, wasn't it? I should just search for it. That's it. I'm searching for it. It's much easier that way. Where is it? How do you pronounce it? Perrault. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Probably not. Perrault, Ontario. Here we go. Gotcha. Oh, you're right there. Okay. Yeah, you're seeing some rain right now, but there's nothing too intense. And once that's passed, you're probably in the clear. Same with Petawawa, Pembroke. Probably in the clear as these storms track to the east. I would say you're probably all right. But we're just taking a close look at some of them, seeing if there's any minor rotation. That minor rotation I posted about earlier, heading towards Renfrew, is definitely gone. So I'm going to remove that from the app. That's long gone. Whoa, Supercell is now at an 8. An 8. That's not small. It's pretty high, actually. So I'm going to, but I'm still going to remove that minor rotation notification that we posted earlier from the Renfrew area. And if something else significant pops up, then we'll definitely notify. But right now, I'm going to leave that as, or I'm going to take that off. There is some interesting signatures to the west, but nothing too significant yet. Let me go a little higher up in the storm here and take a look. Maybe taking it off was not the greatest idea. That Griffith storm is supported up higher up in the storm. And higher up. Ooh. Well, there's that. This might be one of those times that me pre-making a notification is not a bad idea on that Griffith cell. So let me just figure out again exactly where that Griffith cell was. Was it this one? Yes, Griffith. Near Balvenie, near Camel Chute. This storm might be worth making a little pre-made notification just in case, because it's actually supported on multiple tilts higher up. So I think it might be a good idea for me to pre-make a notification for that particular cell. Excuse me. And Noah was asking about Hamburg, so I should double check on Hamburg as well for him. I could use a hamburger right now. That'd be fantastic. Hamburg, Ontario. Perth East. You're in southwestern Ontario? Noah? Hamburg? Like, kind of near Kitchener area? Oh, that's New Hamburg. My bad. Is that where you are or no? Hamburg. Can you tell me exactly where that is? Matthew says, I've been trying to learn too, and it's complicated, but I have a feeling these guys would be able to teach it in a really relatable way. I'd love to, Matthew. I definitely. I think it's a great idea. So definitely keep nudging me on that one, because I'd love to do a live seminar where we talk about how to interpret radar data, what is noise, what is weak, what is strong, maybe show some historical examples. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be a lot of fun. A lot of fun for sure. So Leslie says, will your Pro Radar app have live radar? Environment Canada's radar image is often 20 minutes behind, which is annoying for fast moving storms. Yeah, their Mosaic is 20 minutes behind for some reason. I talked to the team member there that's working on it, and he's kind of frustrated with it as well too. So he was hoping to improve that. But yes, not only do we have live radar, but we're actually able to load it 20 to 60 seconds faster than any other Pro Radar setup. So if you'll notice, as soon as I have the new radar frame, we should be getting a new radar frame soon. So that's the 48 frame. So as soon as you get a new radar frame, check every other app you have, and you'll probably have the previous frame for maybe almost a minute. It's quite a distance, quite a difference in the two of them. So it says that we're getting close to loading, but yes, live radar for sure, 100%, Leslie, absolutely. So super duper fast. I mean, everything we try to do is as fast as possible. I mean, literally the name of our company is Instant Weather. So we're trying to our whole, oh, there you go. So we have the 54 frame. Check your other apps. I got other apps open. They still got the previous frame. Let me see. They still got the 47 frame. We've got the 54. What the heck? That's strange. Anyways, but yeah, we've got the latest frame. So we've got the 54. Griffith is showing minor rotation now. So let me just see where it is. Ooh. I'm not liking the look of this. Griffith is showing minor rotation. Oh, yeah. Supported on velocity. And, oh, this is higher up too. So that's tilt 2. Let's take a look at tilt 1 quick. Oh, not differential phase. We don't need that. Let's go to velocity. And yeah. So Griffith is showing some minor rotation. If you're in Balvenie, if you're in Centennial Lake Provincial Nature Reserve, this is starting to develop some rotation on that particular storm. And that is tilt 2, supported on tilt 2. Let's go to tilt 3. Tilt 3 is not as strong, and tilt 4 is probably weak as well too, yes. But on tilt 2 and tilt 1, we are, so this is tilt 2 over here, tilt 2 being higher. So radar scans close to the surface, as close as possible, and then it scans a little higher, a little higher, a little higher, a little higher, like 17 elevations. And we're looking at the bottom 2. We want to look as close to the surface as possible. Usually, it's nice to actually look a little bit higher up in the storm at times, but right in this particular case, we are looking as close to the surface as possible. Now is going to be a good time on this particular cell, not only to see which way it's going, so let's hit play and animate it. I see. So it's that cluster that merged that we've been watching for a while. It died out, and then this storm is a brewing. And let's take a look at which way it's going. So it's split. It's the left split, and it's going kind of to the northeast, maybe towards Renfrew, but probably towards Ashtad, Barrett Chute. Calabogie is in there as well, too. I just noticed Calabogie. I'm going to pre-make a notification for this particular storm. So I'm going to do that while we all watch together. So let's do that together. And I still have this nice pre-made polygon that I can use. So, hey, that's kind of useful. So I'm just going to reload radar here in the background. Give me a sec. Okay. And let's go over to our notifying system, which we built many, many years ago. We've been using for quite a while. I already built this polygon, so let's just put it here. Hey, why not? It's slowly moving to the northeast, though. But is it? Is it building to the northeast, but tracking to the east? These are complicated times. Okay. Let me just see. I'm just going to try to... It looks like it's moving due east. I don't know if I'm going to post this notification just yet. I think I may wait a little bit, but I'm definitely going to draw the polygon, and I'm going to get it prepared so that if on the next radar update this thing gets even stronger, then this is getting a notification for sure. But there's certainly some rotation in here, so we have to watch this carefully. Let me actually I'm going to make this fancy. Check this out. Super fancy. That's right. Let's get as granular as we can right around that cell moving east. Okay. This is a storm-based polygon for sure. I'm going to do right about there. Okay. Let's hit update. see how many folks we have inside of that. 188. Not that many towns in there, but 188 folks inside of that particular one. And let's go minor rotation detected. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to post this yet. Interesting. Okay, so probably by the time I post this is going to be 4 something. So I'm just going to say 4 o'clock. And on a storm near Griffith in eastern Ontario, tracking to the east towards Balvenie, and potentially Alabogi. I'm not sending this yet, just to clarify. I'm just pre-making this because if the next radar update is even stronger, I'm definitely sending this up. So I'm doing a little pre-make right now, just in case. Let's go back to radar and let's watch for the next update. So what do we have? We have the 54 frame here. So 54. So yeah, we should be getting an update within the next minute, I would think. Let's see here. Yeah, we should be getting an update within the next minute on this cell. But this cell is the one we are focused on at this point in time. Let me just see what's going on with the app. Some folks are saying that the app is having potentially some issues, but it seems to be loading for me just fine. How's the app working for everybody else? It seems to be. I'm having no problem. Every time I've reloaded, it's been fine. Teresa was okay for Patricia. Well, it seems to be working fine for me. All right, we got an update coming in. Ooh, we do something. I'll show you this. I've got this window all cropped down, so you probably can't see it. But I have there's a little live bar. I can't show you. It's a pain in the butt. But there's a little live bar. We got an update. We've got this. We've got the 4 o'clock update. And is it exciting? Not really. Still some minor rotation in there. Nothing too spectacular. Let's go take a look higher up in the storm. So that's tilt 2. Let's go to tilt 1. Interesting. Interesting, not too exciting. Still kind of weak. It's nice to be able to do the mouse over here, though. As you can see, this is 23 kilometers one way, and this is 29 kilometers the other way. So you can do the math to see how it's rotating, but it's not rotating that strong. Very minor here, but it's still worth watching this particular cell. I think we're in a supercell environment of 8 right now. We are 8. And what is the VTP? Oh, the VTP is a 2. I should show you folks this. I keep talking about these parameters, and you're wondering, what the heck is he talking about? So let me show you the environment right now, and we'll see if we can. Give me one sec. I'll load this up and see if you can see it here. Yeah, this works pretty good. All right. There you go. So this is the SBC mesoanalysis, which is updates once every hour. It doesn't have any city names on it right now, so it's hard for you to see. But I'll just show you here. This is where my mouse cursor is right now. One sec. This is Ottawa right here. Oh, can you see my mouse cursor? No, you can't. Okay. This is Ottawa right here. This is Petawawa up here. This 8 is on top of these cells that we're watching right now. That cell to the north has an 8 supercell. And let's go to the next frame. Yeah, so it's still tracking to the east. So it should maybe taper off strength-wise. We'll see. But if I go to the violent tornado parameter, it's at a 2. Red is not good. It's at a 2. So there is some inhibition. If you're wondering what that is, that can actually hinder severe weather development. They can hinder it. So there is a bit of inhibition, which is something. But yeah, this is it's a pretty strong environment here. So that's why we are watching this very, very closely. So let's go back to radar data. And I'm going to leave this one zoomed in on the Griffith storm for the next update, which should be coming in the next few minutes. But in the meantime, let's go look at some other stations. Or sorry, some other storms. Flip over to this McCrae storm. Oh, what's going on here? Massanuga? What's going on here? Huh. Oh, Jonathan has a pic of the Griffith cell. Yes, amazing person. That's what I'm taking a look at it right now. Jonathan says, how can I send you a pic of the Griffith cell? Jonathan, you're on Facebook. Go to Ontario Storm Reports. Search for, I'll put the link to it here. Search for facebook.com/groups/Ontario Storm Reports and post that picture so everybody can see it. And then I will jump into Ontario Storm Reports right now and take a look. But seeing some rotation on this Massanuga cell. Oh, wow. Yeah, Tilt 2 is way stronger. Thank you, amazing person. I appreciate that. And what's going on up here? Is this anything or is this noise? That's just noise. Okay. On Tilt 2, we're seeing strengthening rotation near Massanuga on this particular cell. Let me just go back to reflectivity here. So it's at a weird... This is actually where an interesting feature of Instant Weather Pro comes in. I'm going to switch to... this should work if I switch to... Yeah, there we go. So we have a split mode. It's taking me all the way into... we got to make it remember where we are. That's one thing we need to tweak. But the split mode is really useful because now we can really compare where the rotation is versus where the reflectivity is. So this is actually a very important part if you're learning how to see where the rotation is. See, if this rotation couplet was here, then I'd be a bit more concerned, but it's on the back side of the storm. It's still on the south side of the storm. That's worth watching. That's worth paying close attention to. There is some minor rotation in there. We're going to watch that closely, very closely. Let's jump over to King. Is there anything going on in King radar? Not much, no. Basically, our entire attention is to the east. I did want to fly over to Alberta quickly just to take a look at that Alberta cell. I know most people are probably like, why are you watching Alberta? This is supposed to be an Ontario live stream. We track Canada's weather, so, and U.S. weather as well, too, when lots of stuff is going over there. I'm just going to take a quick peek over in Alberta, and whoa. These noisy. I got to flip up to Tilt 2 because this is all range folded. Okay. Nothing too crazy, but big hail out in Alberta. Whoa. Holy. And what's going on down here? What's this cell doing? Okay. That's enough Alberta for now. I will come back and take a look. Let's get back to Franktown and take a look at Eastern Ontario and these cells. Yeah, this cell is definitely interesting. When are we getting an update? You got the 606 yet? Oh, there's the update and still seeing it. Still seen on the latest update. Or is that the previous one? No. Oh, it's weaker on Tilt 1, though. It's weaker close to the surface. And what's happening in Griffith? Not much. Tilt 1 closer to the surface is not that exciting. Tilt 2 is not bad. Tilt 2 actually looks interesting with that Massanuga cell. It's just north of Bon Echo Provincial Park, which I know got hit pretty hard in the May 21st ratio. Both of these cells are in a pretty good environment right now. So we're going to have to watch that closely. Interesting. Interesting. These two cells are watching closely. We wait, we watch. Tilt 1 is not that exciting. By Tilt 1, I'm referring to closer to the surface. What? Hold on, I got to go take a look at Ontario Storm Reports right now. I've seen some really interesting stuff the team's sharing with me. That's odd. Oh, of course, my son needs me right now. Okay, I'm going to flip over to... just 1 second here. Emmett, hold on 1 sec. Just a second. I'm going to come to the door. 1 sec. Okay, so I'm going to flip over to turning on the lights. Get my attention. I'm going to flip over to our app so we can see past and future radar. see where these storms are going over the next little bit. Give me just 1 sec. I'll be right back. I just got to see what my my little guy needs. I'll be right back. Yes, honey? Okay. I have returned. All is well for the most part. I just had this little banana bread thing with chocolate chips in it from Costco. I don't know what it's called. Unbelievable. It's fantastic. It just changed my life. Okay. So where was I? Jumping in the comments, seeing what's going on. Muskoka Matt says, your son's adorable. How he gets your attention. He's just flipping the light switch on and off. He is probably hungry, says Crystal. Yeah, I gave him a Freedom. I gave him a snack, and I'm eating this banana bread thing. It's unbelievably good. Ah, it's fantastic. Let's see here. Bear paw, says Crystal. No, I gave him a Freedom. They're so good. Thank you, Ella, for the report. Appreciate it. Thank you kindly. Bear paws. Yeah, bear paws are good too. They're great. Let me see. Is everybody getting hungry now that we're talking about food? Let me know in the comments what you are eating for dinner tonight. Tacos? Taco? Muskoka Matt says, Adam, you're making me crazy dizzy with all the fast moving screen transitions. Yeah, I'm sorry. I do that often. I want to show you what I'm looking at with radar, but I often, I'm moving it around really quick, which I'm sure is not exciting for many. Not trying to make anybody motion sick, but I move things around quick because I got to look at a lot of storms. Excuse me. Okay. What is happening? Environment's still strong. Storms are kind of strong. Not that strong. Let's see here. We get a new frame. Oh, we got the 12. All right. What have I done? Oh, let me turn that on. Seeing maybe some hail down here in this particular storm in Eastern Ontario near that Massanuga, if I'm pronouncing that right or wrong. Probably wrong. Let me just show you this on the stream here. So a little bit of hail, possibly, in the Massanuga cell. And still seeing kind of a little bit of that weak rotation, but it's pretty weak. On tilt 2, let's see what tilt 1 is showing us. Yeah, tilt 1's pretty weak as well, too. So velocity has been weak, which is good. We don't want it to be strong. We want it to remain as weak as possible. So I'm excited about that. That's good. I think these are pretty much the storms to watch. I don't think there's anything else going on anywhere else. Some little rain kind of in Bowmanville, Port Darling. Nothing too spectacular over there. Just some rain. Yeah, so we continue to watch the storms in Eastern Ontario. That's fun. We sit and we wait and we watch. Oh, Jessica says, I finally found that SPC site. Yeah, just if you just Google SPC mesoanalysis, you can see that site. It is very, very useful. Okay. Oh, we have some orders. Let's see here. Let's go through them. Colette says barbecue tandoori chicken. I don't know what that is, but it sounds fantastic. Sue says no idea, but she's open to dinner suggestions. How about some tandoori chicken? Jessica says supposed to barbecue tonight, but it's super hot, so I don't know. Candace says turkey breast with stuffing and mashed potatoes. Oh, come on. It's amazing. Kim says Maynooth South Algonquin. Anything happening? Not at the moment, and I think you might be in the clear. I can see Maynooth right now. Maynooth. Again, we're having this. If you're actually from Maynooth, is it Maynooth or Maynooth? There's a huge. We've had days and days of arguments over is it Maynooth or Maynooth. Half the people say it's Maynooth. Half the people say it's Maynooth. If you're from there, please let us know, Kim. Let us know. Anything happening? No, right now. You can see Maynooth on the right here. And I think you're out of the strongest area. So you might be in the clear. Maybe. Angie says chicken fried rice and garlic bread. Garlic bread. Homemade mac and cheese, says Darlene. Thank you very much. Appreciate this. We're getting, this is actually turned from Ontario storm reports into Ontario dinner suggestions. We're just, we've rebranded. Muskoka Matt was answering from Mark Twain, but yeah, there's no storms coming for Toronto right now. I think Toronto's in the clear. Ice cream, says Ms. I had Baskin Robbins last night, and it was incredible. I decided to go right before they closed. Bayfield Street, Barrie. Like right before they closed. So it was just like showed up. I'm like, yeah. It was awesome. We haven't had it in a long time. It was fantastic. Muskoka Matt. Oh, he's saying my screen transitions are making him dizzy. Oh, maybe the swirly one? Yeah, the swirly one. Reinhold just does a thing where it's like, right? It does that like that. So, yeah, that one isn't so bad, but maybe my swirly ones are a pain. They're a little animated. Deb says seafood lasagna. That's good. Lori says Oktoberfest sausage and hot dog, potato salad, and Caesar salad from the garden. Wow. Twice baked potatoes and venison. Oh, wow. Interesting. Panay. Oh, hold on a second. Lots of. Shelby says from Wikipedia, tandoori chicken is a chicken dish prepared by roasting chicken marinated in yogurt and spices in a tandoor, a cylindrical clay oven. I got that word out. The dish originated from the Indian subcontinent. Oh, interesting. Thank you for that, Shelby. Appreciate that. Baskin Robbins is open till midnight in Kitchener? Come on. Midnight? We only got 10 here. I mean, maybe if it's like the weekend, I think it's open later. I'm not sure. You ever get a notification on a computer and you're not sure where it's from? Oh, it was from Discord. One second here. The team's on Discord. Maybe that's what it was. Somebody's notified me. Okay. Sorry, we were deep in the... hold on a second. Did we ever get a confirmation from Kim on how to pronounce Maynooth? I don't think so. Sorry, we didn't get through all of the... Orion says penne pasta with roasted broccoli, cream cheese, and roasted red pepper hummus. That sounds awesome. Leftover Chinese food, says Heather. Sweet. I think it's almost better than the first time. I love chicken balls. It's my favorite. And that red sauce, it's so good. Let's see here. Thomas says fish and potato salad. Ginger ale, cool. Leftover brisket and asparagus cooked on the big green egg. OMG. Says Heather Guy, thank you. McDonald's says Mark, yeah. Going with the Mickey. Nice. Storm Super Burger, says Crystal. Vegan is better, says Tasha. We've been, it's interesting. We're not vegetarian, but we've been eating vegetarian hamburgers lately. And I think they're made with soy, but fantastic. Like, we can't even tell the difference. You put cheese on that thing, you have no idea. It's amazing. We've just been eating those. It's great. Probably good to have less red meat in the diet. Okay, just going through the comments here.
Jonathan's picture is up now.
Oh, Jonathan's picture's up from Griffith. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, Teresa. Okay, I should go find that. Let's see here. Karen says, it seems a lot of the storms lately are more in Eastern Ontario versus Southern Ontario. Last year, Grey County was repeatedly under watches and warnings. Are you able to predict where the environment is going to be stronger for the season? Or is that just a mix / random all summer long, if that makes sense? It's more like mix and random. I mean, there are some seasons where it's like Eastern Ontario all the time. Or there's some seasons where, like you say, the north side of Southwestern Ontario all the time. Like King Carden, how many tornado warnings, in certain seasons, just like over and over and over and over again. But yeah, I mean, it's in some seasons you can attempt to predict them, but for the most part, it's pretty random where the low pressures are going to show up, which way they're going to track. Are we going to get Colorado low? Are we going to get some Texas lows? Are we going to get some strong storms from the U.S.? There's a lot of factors to it. So, yeah, a lot of factors. Kim says exactly, Maynooth. You are saying it right. It's not pronounced Maynooth, says Leslie. So a lot of people said Maynooth, and a lot of people said Maynooth. So, hold on. You didn't like that. Sorry, I'm getting attacked. Yes, it's hard to get any work done when the boss wants snuggles. This is Snacks, by the way. His name is Snacks. Okay, so waiting for the latest. The forecast calls for 100% chance of Gato. I wonder if you can hear the purring in the microphone. That'd be awesome. Let's see here. Oh, nice, Shelby. That sounds good. If I turn off my noise canceling, you might be able to hear him purr. I'm going to turn this up. It's going to get really noisy. Hold on. Maybe not. Jen says that's an amazing cat name. Yeah, S-N-A-X. You can hear him? That's awesome. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's actually S-N-A-X. We named him Snacks. Hi. He's kind of daddy's boy. Just wants to snuggle all the time. It's pretty heavy. Big kid. 97% sure it's the second pronunciation. So, Manuth? What a loud purr. Everybody heard him? That's great. You're a star, buddy. It was a good giddy. All right, where was I? I'm getting distracted by the cat. All right. Getting distracted by the cat. Rotation continues to be weak. Not seeing anything too exciting in Eastern Ontario, which is great. There's some really weak stuff. Nothing too exciting. I'm happy about that. If this turns into a no-show, I will be content. Nobody wants significant. I mean, some people want significant weather, but I sure don't want to see folks get significant weather because, it's pretty horrifying when you get impacted by damaging winds and all that kind of stuff. So for the most part, it would be best if we didn't have significant severe weather. I'd prefer that. Maybe I should play a song. It seems like a song kind of time. Let's see here. I was actually going to highlight that comment. One of our team members highlighted Colleen, who said, please leave noise canceling off so we can be calmed by cat purrs. How old is he? He is... How old are you? What's in your paws? What did you get? What did you get into? How old is he? He is 14? He's getting up there. Who's getting up there? Okay. Music time, says Shelby. Yeah, we can do some music. After looking into it and videos on YouTube, says Amazing Person 3409, I have found out locals call it Maynoth. Maynoth. Oh, so it's more of a no. Maynoth? Interesting. What is stuck in your claws? What did you get into? This is an interesting story. The other morning, I found him and our other cat, Penny, and Penny had her claw in his tongue and was pulling it out of his mouth. She pierced his tongue with her claw and was pulling it. He's the bully, though. He was bugging her, and then she went and I come into the kitchen, and his tongue is like 1.5 inches out of his mouth, and she's pulling on it, and I grabbed her arm and unlatched it. That'll teach you to bug her. Oh, man. He's okay. He's all right. Afterwards, I realized cat got your tongue would have been the right thing to say, maybe, at that point in time. But anyways, he's okay. Oh, bones from chicken and pork chops, says Crystal. Yeah, you got to put those. I don't know if you have a green bin there. In Barrie, we have the green bins where we have a lock on it because our one cat's like a raccoon. She's a little trash panda, gets in there, and we always fight. It's either I put it outside and the raccoons get into it, and I leave it inside and she gets into it. Matthew says, does that cat know much about tornadoes? I don't think so. A raccoon cat too, says Jessica. What kind of cat is Penny? She's a skittish one. I would not be able to pick her up and bring her over here. She would not let me. Hey, get your paw out of there. She would not let me do this right now. I can kind of hold her up. I'll show you a photo of her sometime. Melissa says, need to know about potential storm near Tweed. Why is Ottawa red blob? Oh, sorry. This is wind. This is wind. This is velocity. So if I go back to reflectivity, I'll show you over here. If I go back to reflectivity, Ottawa is, see, there's wind and then there's reflectivity. So we have to compare the wind data to see if there's any rotation. So I just leave the rotation over here on the right screen. Sorry, the velocity data on the right screen. And then here we can actually swipe back and forth to compare the data, which is kind of useful. 624, still have the latest frame. When's we get another frame? We should get another frame soon. Trisha says francophones don't really say the th sound. It comes out as a hard T, like booth becomes boot. I love making my hubby say tooth when he isn't paying attention. That's funny. Yeah, there's cold fronts, but they're weak. You know what I mean? We get these cold fronts, and then it's not that exciting in behind it. So, what is that? 1 second here. I'm checking a few things in the background. What is happening? Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Snacks, you gotta get down. I gotta check some stuff. Thank you. Okay. All right. So we wait. We sit and we wait for more radar data. These storms in Eastern Ontario, they're not very exciting right now. So that's good. Not exciting is good. I'm okay with not exciting. I'm just fine with not exciting, actually. Nobody wants anything too exciting. I mean, it's nice to have some rain sometimes. If you're hoping it's going to cool things down, might not be the case, but we'll have to see. We will have to see. We could show past and future radar here. I will do that in just a moment. Give me just a second here. Give me just a moment. Okay. So. Just gotta check a few things in the background while we wait. Uh-oh. Doesn't sound like my son's very excited. Might have to go check on him in a minute. Give me just a moment. I don't think he's coming to get me yet, but I can sense it happening in the future. That's okay. I'm happy with it. It's fine. Okay. Give me just a moment. Okay, so I did say I want to check past and future radar. Give me just a moment here. I will load that up for everybody so we can see exactly when these storms might be done. I see a little pop-up in southwestern Ontario near St. Thomas, so that's interesting. I have to take a look at that. Give me just a moment. Actually, back out to the whole region here so we can see if there's anything interesting in the southwest as we watch future radar. So let me... Cheryl says we have a severe thunderstorm watch for Belleville. I don't think there's anything too exciting happening right now in that area, but I'm going to flip over to our app. I'm going to hit play on future radar. Give me just a moment. I will be right back with you. Coming. Did you see how you premised it?
Don't do that.
Did you put their food up here? But pennies. That's fine. I gotta go back. I gotta pee and then go back. So, come on, Eggies. Hi. How are we? Doing okay? Anything happening? Oh, am I still muted? No, I shouldn't be muted now, no? Okay, good. Good. All right. So, what is happening? Anything with these storms? Let's see. Interesting. Interesting. Let's see here. It's still pretty minor. There's a little something going on in that Clontarf storm, but it's pretty minor. Still minor. We just watch. We watch and wait. A lot of waiting, a lot of watching. Environment's pretty strong, but these storms just don't seem to be kicking up too strong, which is good. Just because we have a strong environment doesn't necessarily mean we're going to have strong storms, but you never know. You are unmuted. We can hear you. I can hear you now. Loud and clear. No, it's good. Okay, great. Okay. Wait, here's a test for you. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me or no? Yes? No? Yes? No? No? Could you hear me just then or no? I'm assuming no. I'm pretty sure no. Oh, you could still hear me then. Oh. I understand now. So you could hear me when I muted. Oh well, these things happen. That's okay. You can hear me now. The question is, can you hear me when I mute this? Oh, I see. So if I mute it inside of OBS, you can still hear me because I'm using a different audio output. But if I mute it here, you can't. Watch. There's no way you can hear me now right now. But now you can hear me. Oh, okay. But when I muted in OBS, you can hear me. That's good to know. So I don't say anything silly. All right. I think I'm going to keep watching this Clontarf storm. I asked about food. All right. As long as I didn't say anything terrible, it's good. One of those days. I'll watch the live stream back and laugh at myself. We'll see how it goes. All right. I'm going to play a song and then I might shut down the stream. Clontarf sounds like a sci-fi alien name. Yeah, that's true. As long as I didn't say anything silly. Did I say I had to go pee? I probably did. That's fine. Oh, I don't have my headphones in. So I can't hear my team, who's probably screaming at me right now. There. Now I can hear them. And they're going to laugh at me. I'm pretty sure.
Not screaming at him. Just gonna let you know that I did mute you when you went off screen because I could hear you talk in the background.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Alana. No, I saw that you have me muted, and I wondered why, and I realized if I mute in OBS, it doesn't actually mute because I'm using the audio monitor, and it sends it out, and it doesn't mute it here. So hopefully I didn't say anything too silly before you muted me, but that's fine. These things happen. But thank you, Alana. Everybody thank Alana for covering me when I forget to mute my mic. Let's see here. Ooh, Amazing Person 3409 said, pretty intense storm in Alberta. Let's just take a little flight over to Alberta and see what's happening over there just for a second. Whoa, that is a nasty looking storm. Let's see what it looks like on actual proper velocity. Eek. Wow. That's heading to Three Hills, eh? That's not good. If you know anybody in Alberta, that's a beast of a storm. What is it under right now? Oh. Looks like there's a lot of spotters on it, so that's good. They'll be able to let Environment Canada know exactly what's going down. So that's beneficial. Let me see here. I just want to take a peek at something. It looks like a pretty strong looking little supercell there. Hopefully it's just a hail risk, but yeah, so that is in Alberta there, but I'm going to come back. Steph said, Adam, we heard you say you had to pee when you left. Wow, yeah, I'm a human, so I definitely did go pee. It was awesome. It's fantastic. When you're sitting I've been live streaming for 3 hours and 40 minutes. It's nice to go to the bathroom. It's useful. Glad that isn't here, says Crystal. Yeah, I agree. That storm is a beast. So far, these storms in Eastern Ontario are pretty boring. That's a good thing. They were interesting earlier, and now they're kind of boring. But we will watch them. So that's what we do. Oh, that almost sounded like... Anybody know what I'm thinking of that? It sounded like... In my eyes, walking asleep, in my youth I pray to keep heaven sail away. No one sings like you anymore. Black hole sun. That's what it sounded like. I didn't even realize. And then, oh, that song's amazing. But rest in peace, Cornell. Okay, what should I play here? That would have been a good tune. Play a little Pearl Jam or something. If I remember the lyrics anymore. I walk beside her. I am a better man. When I look to leave her, I always stagger back again. Once I built an ivory tower so I could worship from above. I climbed down to be set free. She took me in again. There's a big heart song beating on the big people in a big hard world. There's a big heart song beating on the big people in a big hard world. It's been a while since I played that. That's a good tune, though. I like that. I like that. Oh, we're getting a lot of Blackbird requests. Let's see here. Oh, some of the comments are going. Yeah, that happens. Yeah, you got to turn the song to the side and then the song back. And thank you so much, Kathy. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. What's another good one? I seem to recognize a face, haunting, familiar, yet I can seem to place it. Cannot find a candle of thought to light your name. Memory, fingerprints, slowly raising. And then, oh, how was it? It's me you wouldn't recall. Oh, I already messed it up. Nah, I'm usually pretty good at not messing those up. I change by not changing at all. Small town predicts my fate. Perhaps that's what no one wants to see. Hearts and thoughts, they fade away. Hearts and thoughts, they fade away. Hearts and thoughts, they fade away. Hearts and thoughts, they fade. Just do some short versions here. Why not? Why not? Any requests? Let me know. I'm just watching Radar, playing some songs. That's what I do. Some hip, says Crystal. I'll play some hip. Let's see here. Oh, I better turn the fan off if I've got this jacked here. Uh-oh. My son at it again. Might be the cat. Somebody's at the door. Maybe I should properly mute it this time. It's the cat. Well,
Oh, there it is.
all right. I have returned. And now the cat wants to... Oh, Snacks? Can you just... Okay. This is going to be tricky. All right. I think I'm going to play another tune. This is lagging bad, says Gary. I think I'm going to play another tune and then probably call things off live stream wise, but continue to watch the storms. This cat wants to snuggle more. I can't. Second here. Okay, so where was I? Okay. I did want to reload this radar just to make sure we have the latest. We do. But just carefully watching Eastern Ontario, making sure we have the latest data, and making sure if any of these storms are doing anything interesting. Interesting. Let's see here. One second. I just got to check some data here, see what's going on. Okay. Yeah, so far nothing too crazy. Okay. So, one second here. Okay, cool. All right. So, give me just 1 second here. Welcome back, Snacks. No tornadoes near Barrie. No, not right now. Not today. There's a pretty crazy storm in Alberta right now, but nothing too crazy in Ontario. All right, I'm going to play one more tune for you, and then I'll probably take a little break. I might come back in the live stream if anything goes bananas, but I have a feeling they're seeming pretty weak right now, so this might be kind of tapering off, so we'll have to see. Let me see. Okay. All right. One more tune. Oh, we got a lot of Blackbird requests. All right. I'll play. It's been a while. It's been a while since I played Blackbird for you. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take those broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to rise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Oh, take those sunken eyes and you learn to see. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of the dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Oh, take those broken wings, you learn to fly. All your life. See you later, Muskoka Matt. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. Oh, you were only waiting for this moment to arise. Thank you so much, everyone. It's been an interesting live stream. I hope everybody stayed safe. It seems like everybody did. I mean, there's obviously a lot of lightning. There was some pretty intense flooding in the Niagara region. But these storms in Eastern Ontario, even though the environment's pretty strong, have stayed relatively subdued, which is good. So there's that. And we're going to be watching them closely. I'm still going to watch radar probably all night. It's only 5 o'clock now. I mean, if I cut this live stream off at 5 o'clock and then these storms explode, I'd be a bit grumpy. So let me take a look at a few things first before I really for sure cut it off, because 5 o'clock p.m. is usually when things get rocking. So let's first take a look at the latest feature radar. I'm going to take a look at the environment. I'm going to do a few things before I sign off here, just to make sure. but it is possible that that the Eastern Ontario storms are, potentially going to remain weak. It feels that way right now, but I've had that feeling before. Stop the live stream and then things explode. So future radar doesn't look that amazing neither, though. So let's take a look here. This is the future radar on our app. It's not looking that exciting. It looks weaker than it certainly did before. Jennifer says, do I know that song I Am a Believer from the movie Shrek? I think so. It's a good song. Isn't that from the Monkees? Wasn't that a Monkees song? Or is that Daydream Believer? That's what I'm thinking of. My bad. Rotating wall cloud. Yes, there's a rotating wall cloud in Alberta, but I don't think the rotation is tight enough now. There's a lot of spotters that are in contact. The spotter community in Alberta is actually really incredible, and they're very, very closely in contact with. Whoa! If you're checking in Alberta, look south of Rocky Mountain House. There's quite a mesocyclone. But I'm pretty sure that, if there was something significant, then spotters would tell Environment Canada. Environment Canada would be alerting that. So, but that cell, I wonder if anybody's even on that cell that is west of Rocky Mountain House. You know what? We talk a lot about rotation on the stream. I'm going to go, let's go take a look. Let's go take a look. Let's fly out to Alberta. Here we go. That's not the one I wanted. There we go. Okay, so on the left screen here, I'm going to fly out to Alberta. So let's do a little flying. That's right, we're flying to Alberta. And let's make sure we have tilt 2 on velocity. That would make sense. And these are some pretty nasty looking storms out there, but look at this. That little guy here in Alberta, that is what I would consider rotation right there. I mean, there's certainly rotation on these other cells. This one is pretty impressive as well too, but it's very broad. There is a hook echo right here. This is a hook echo. This is kind of a hook at the bottom of the storm, but rotation is not that exciting, but this rotation is standing out to me as being even more exciting. So just an example as we look into storms in Alberta right now, but yeah, tilt 2 is not that amazing on that one. This storm is pretty nasty down here near Three Hills, probably producing some pretty big hail. But overall, yeah, storms are pretty interesting. Pretty interesting in Alberta. So we just took a little fly over to Alberta because I just want to show an example of what I would consider to be organized rotation on that Rocky Mountain House cell. So it's certainly worth watching that. But anyways, back to Ontario. These storms are still remaining weak. Future radar, as I was showing you here, is looking relatively weak. If you look north of me right there, you look, storms kind of not really getting going. So that's exciting. I'm happy about that. Wu said, will the thunderstorms be in York region? No, I don't think so. I think Toronto's pretty much done for the day as far as storm activity is concerned. But I am pretty curious as to what's going on in Alberta right now. I got to watch this closely. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be watching radar very closely. I have a feeling that things are going to stay weak, but those feelings aren't always perfect. So it's possible that things could pick up again, and we'll have to see how this does develop. But yeah, if you have a mobile device, please certainly download our free app. You can get it at I'll put it in the comments here. Download our free app at our free app called Instant Weather at instantweather.ca/app. And if we see anything strengthen, we'll send out a notification. That's it for me, folks. I'm going to shut down the stream for now, and hopefully you have yourself a wonderful day. If anything, again, gets intense, we will most certainly send out a notification to all those who have our app, all those who have our text message alerts, and all those through social media and all that kind of stuff as well, too. And yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for hanging out this whole time. Sincerely appreciate it. We'll talk to you very soon. Have yourself a wonderful evening. And hopefully everybody enjoys all those different dinner recipes they were sharing earlier. It sounds pretty impressive. So we'll talk to you soon. Take care of yourselves.